The incomparable world, a huge Tianyu waterfall, a small, soaring island of the earth in the air. Two people stand against each other. One of them has a bloodied hand. The second sat down on one knee. This person holds onto his chest. Blood flows from his mouth. The white-haired man is angry and surprised by the act of his brother Zhao Huai. In his chest, a bleeding hole. A black-haired man looks with contempt at a defeated partner. It seems that his act was conscious. He was preparing for this for a long time. Zhao Master uses black magic. With an arrogant look, he wants to finish off a wounded person. The opponent in black clothes delivers his decisive blow. Now, the strength and kingdom of a man in white will get a motive. The eternal fire now belongs to Mr. Huai. A magic ball flies out of an open palm of an embittered person. Emperor Wu Di is striking in the decisive attack of his enemy. Conducting in pain, our hero releases his last sighs. Struck by a deadly technique, the young man begins to gradually disappear from his world. Already dissolving almost completely, the young man's face disappears the last, leaving behind only small pieces of his soul. 10,000 years later, in one of the numerous courtyards of the city of Tianshui, there is a conversation between the members of the Qian family. A man named Qin Ren is strongly upset by the requirement of his interlocutor. He wants to avoid shame for his family. Mr. Shen Xinghan cited his daughter and wants a divorce of his daughter from the Qin clan. The young master Qin Feng almost died, and you can't drag out time. The alarmed father wants his daughter, Xin Yue, could calmly go to family meetings with young people and not sit for years. The head of the Qin family really does not want such an outcome of events. After all, then the whole city will laugh at him and his family. A young Qin Ying with a cup of aromatic tea for her brother is suitable for the gathered people. The girl is very amazed at what she heard. Her brother has not died yet, and he is already burying. Is it possible to be so inhuman? Shen Master is very angry that they want to reject his fair demand. The Feng guy is already dead, and the issue of divorce is needed as quickly as possible. The young sister of the guy under discussion is dumbfounded by such unceremoniousness of the guests of the house. Her brother is still alive. Shen Xinyue objects that they consulted a young man, and the doctor said that the situation is definitely lethal. Young Ying is outraged. Her brother was sincere with her wife all the time, and the Qin family never treated a young beauty poorly. The father of the excited lovely Virgo drives away the daughter until she spoke too much. Girls do not have the right to communicate with guests so roughly. The young beauty goes into the house and the rest of the people remain, continuing their discussion. The girl opens the door to the room of her brother. Next to her flies a piece of the soul of Emperor Wu. Qin Ying enters the dying young man. A small part of the soul of a great warrior penetrates the chambers of the boy. The beauty has already forgotten about an unpleasant conversation. There is a smile on her face. The girl is glad to see her brother. Madame Ying gives a young man a mug of a fragrant drink. The guy is interested in what kind of noise on the street. The girl is scared. The young man understands that he really is dying and blames with this family Shen. Qin Feng shares his guess with his sister. His wife was never attentive to her husband. She sucked his vital energy as a snake. From the mouth of Mr. Feng splashes blood. Mighty's forces leave the young master. Sister Ying is horrified by what is happening. A cup of tea falls out of her hands and breaks on the floor. Drops of blood spray on her face. The guy without memory falls into his hands to the young lady. These were his last words and the last breath of young life. At the window of the room, the soul of a great warrior flies. The emperor watches the scene of what is happening. Qin Ying is sobbing, holding the departed man in his arms. The pain of the girl cannot be conveyed. Suddenly the young man's eyes open. He sees the surprised look of the beautiful virgin on a tearful face. The man is surprised. He does not understand where he is. And who is this beauty holding a young man in her arms? Young beauty cannot restrain joy. Her beloved brother is alive. An innocent child does not believe in his happiness. Well, after millennia, the leader of the world, Emperor Wu Di, is alive again. The master returned to support the sister of the deceased. There are not many pure souls in the world. The guy calms his sister. Everything is fine with him, and he no longer dies. The young man asks to bring him a pen and paper. The sister is surprised even more. She just held a dead man in her arms, and now he wants to write a letter. Qin Feng sits down at the desk, and the girl takes him the necessary written supplies. The resurrected lord is going to write what will be able to preserve the reputation of their family. The guy takes the pen and takes the letters on pure parchment. Qin Ying looks over his brother's shoulder. Brother and sister go out into the yard. Representatives of the Shen family are very surprised. The boy does not look sick at all, and even more than dying. Holding the belt of our hero, the young Ying is happy to watch how the guy puts in place of stunned guests. The head of the Shen Xinghan clan continues to demand a divorce, not yet understanding how cool the situation has changed. Qin Ying interrupts a hot discussion, showing the paper written by her brother. The girl's father is surprised. The beautiful says that this is a divorce document. Qin Feng publicly stated that his wife is like a snake and he no longer loves her, and he wants to divorce. The guy's wife is dumbfounded with his father. Not only does the young man have to die, so he also tries to deprive this family of dignity. Shen Xinyue is lost. It cannot be that her husband became easier and he dared to do this. After all, she sucked the life energy of the young man for 6 years. Young Lord Feng confirms everything said, and although he has not yet fully recovered from the disease, his head works well. The man is angry. He was still buried early. The guy not only gets divorced, but also breaks all the relationship with the Shen family. The brother of the young Xin Yue stood up for the girl and throws with fists on our hero. Wu Master easily dodges a dangerous attack. The great warrior wraps the opponent's blow with a light movement of the hand and inflicts his counterattack directed at a stupid young man. Qin Ren flies away far back. It himself is not damaged, but the air around does not even make it possible to take a step forward. While Madame Xin Yue helps his brother recover from defeat in a short battle, the head of the clan is surprised. Is Qin Feng really planning to fight with his family? The young master objects that the Shen clan is too aggressive. But if this family still wishes a fight, our hero is always ready to answer. Everyone was brave when they thought that Mr. Feng was dead. Now guests at home Qin do not like that a man can stand up for his family, Shen Qinyue thought. Now is not the time to get rid of the Qin clan. It is necessary to gather strength and think about the situation. Mr. Xinyue leaves the courtyard of the family hated by him, but after the man, they remind not to forget the document about the divorce, which his family so fiercely demanded. The wife of our hero loses herself from rage. The young man should already be in the coffin. She did everything for this. The Shen family leaves the Qin house. The young beauty Ying is not hidden rejoices that her brother was alive and answered insulting their clan. But then the mouth of our master splashes blood. It looks like his body has not yet been completely recovered. A beautiful girl rushes towards her brother to support him. She is afraid that the young master can die at any moment. After a while, our hero rests in his room. The guy needs to restore his vital energy after he was deprived of this power. The emperor recalls how in his past life he could make drugs on herbs to help regain power. A joyful sister appears. She is happy that everything is already in order with the young master. The girl was very worried. Qin Feng asks a young beauty to go to the store and buy certain medicinal ingredients. The guys get all their money. Neither the girl nor the young man has a high status, and their property is very limited. Our hero holds in his hand all the existing savings. Only low-level medicines can be made with that kind of money. Qin Ying returns from a store with a bag of necessary ingredients. She is very interested in what her brother will do next. Young people look at the bundle laid out on the table. All these herbs are very low quality, but you can try. The young man mixes the ingredients in the necessary proportion and, dissolving everything in the water, pours the medicine into the clay vessel. There is a stormy chemical reaction. A characteristic cotton is heard, and a ball of caustic smoke breaks out of the pot. The young man sits on the floor all the gases, which had escaped from the vessel, who were fraught with, and the sister is in a hurry to help him. But the young mistress stops in surprise. Mr. Feng is not only in order, he is also very happy. After all, he succeeded. Our guys look at the drug. A golden haze comes out of the neck. The soul of the deceased emperor was the same color. Young people, holding hands, ran to the lake as soon as possible to try the resulting drug. The joy of our heroes has no limit. Our heroes get to the beautiful place in the forest. This is the shore of a quiet lake. There is no one next to the guys. Great place for a test of a new medicine. Qin Feng pours golden liquid directly into the lake. An unusual way to use the drug. But our hero is the reborn emperor of the planet. The water around begins to boil and bubble. The pear clubs rise above the water. The young man stands right on the shore. The young man undresses to the waist and enters the hot lake. The sister remained on the shore and with concern watches the actions of the guy. Our hero is all red. The water is too hot, but it is necessary to do this. The boy's weak body needs to be put in order. In the head of Emperor Wu, his eternal flame is being revived. The power of the great warrior returns to the man. Qin Ying is frightenedly watching the boiling surface of the water. Her brother went under the water and does not show for a long time. Meanwhile, the spiritual and physical strength of the young man continues to grow. Tears of joy appear in front of the young beauty. With Mr. Feng, everything is in order. Moreover, he is full of strength and vitality. Our hero moves back to his yard through the air. Nobody has seen such powerful forces here. Wu Di again aroused 9 meridians and the energy of the soul, eternal flame, in his body. Now the emperor is ready to strengthen his combat capabilities. Qin Ying is proud of the revival of the forces of his brother. Her face is not hidden pleasure. Mr. Feng suffered humiliation in marriage for 6 years. Now the young man can again practice and become a proud member of the Kiryan clan. The young master invites sister to eat. Our heroes are transferred to the central market of the city, where everyone can find everything they need for themselves. The girl in a red dress is happy to absorb sugarcane. Feng Master is coming nearby, having mined everything you need in the market. Suddenly, the beauty is pushed in the shoulder. From surprise, the girl falls back. For such a fragile creation, such a gesture will not pass painlessly. The great emperor picks up the sister and does not allow her to fall. Apparently, this was not a random collision. Someone specially hit the young girl. These are people from the Zhui family, the young master and his fighters. They mock our guys. And not surprising, a dying boy and a weak girl will not be able to stand up for herself. Inhaled young people get into a combat rack, and the brother and sister are calmly watching this scene. It can be seen that they are not afraid. This scene was seen by Shen Xingen. He mocks gloatingly. The young Mr. Klein Shu will have enough strength to kill Qin's members hated by him. The young gentleman calls his beast a companion and carefully prepares to attack his enemy. Our hero brings a pot of sugarcane from his sister. This should be enough to stop the obsessive boy. A blue fire shone around the emperor. Here is the first opportunity to try your hand at a duel. Of course, this is just a brawl, but still. The daring boy is surprised where the wimp has such a force and confidence. But he can no longer retreat. The full market of the audience is waiting for his victory. The master with the force of the bull is lunging with 2 fists, trying to inflict a mortal blow to the young Feng. But our hero makes a dive under the elongated hands of a fighter and meets with the incidental movement of the stupid end of the stick directly into the stomach. The unlucky guy departs far back. It seems that sometimes a piece of reed is really enough to win. Our hero stands over a defeated enemy. The young Mistress Ying, standing behind her brother, is surprised and delighted at the same time. Then another man in the red clothes of the Zhu family is jumping from the balcony of the nearest cafe. This is the older brother of the defeated fighter. He is angry and wants to return the honor of his clan. A man is ready to throw a call. The young man only smiles back. He does not want to kill another impudent boy. The great emperor takes a young sister and goes away. Our guys have still unfinished things. A surprised master in a red tunic can only wave his hands. Our heroes stand in front of the Qinzheng Pavilion. This is the largest treasury and a trading place in the city of Tianshui. Young people come to the entrance of the building. There are a lot of security around. Everyone is very kind and attentive. But behind the young children, the Qin clan continues to chase the publicly humiliated representative of the Shui family. This guy is still trying to take revenge. Suddenly, the guard's hands stop the obsessive guest. The great emperor did not even move. He knows that in the walls of such a showdown, disassembly is prohibited. The guard explains the rules of behavior with an embittered young man and drives him away. The reborn Emperor Wu Di warns the unlucky guy not to contact him. Otherwise, both Zhu himself and his whole family will suffer. A man in red clothes has no choice but to leave. This person rightly decides to wait for a more convenient occasion to take revenge. Suddenly, another person appears at the entrance. The guards immediately respectfully greet the suddenly appeared. This is the mistress of the institution. A lovely girl in purple colors recognizes the children of the Qin clan. She is surprised how quickly she was able to restore Qin Feng forces after the complete loss of vital energy. Our hero came here with an interesting offer. The mistress invites the young man to go to a more convenient and quiet place. Young people are sitting at the table in spacious chambers. Wu Master talks about his potion, which can quickly restore body meridians. The hostess looks at the bottle of liquid with interest. If this is true, such a deal can promise a decent benefit. Our hero offers the beauty herself will be convinced of the veracity of his words. The young man is ready to provide this trial sample for free. The hostess of the institution is interested in such an interesting approach of the young man to the matter. She calls her assistant Lao Wang. The Feng master tells the old man that even if there is no basis, only one sip of the potion will open the way to the development of martial arts. The old man takes a large sip of fluid from the bottle. The servant of his mistress is used to following orders. Suddenly, an elderly assistant struck an acute pain. The man screamed and his fingers twisted a cramp. The hostess was dumbfounded. The emperor in a young body calmly drinks tea. He knows what effect his potion will have and does not worry. A minute later, the old man is already jumping with joy. He feels 20 years younger. The mistress clappers his servant in his hands. The hostess of the pavilion pours the guest of fragrant tea and considers what he saw. It is necessary to make a mutually beneficial offer. Our hero calls his price for one bottle of this magical medicine. The guy perfectly understands its value and voices a good price. But the lady also understands her benefit and accepts the offer of the young man. And he immediately orders a small batch of 30 bottles from him. Qin Feng is very pleased with the committed transaction. Now that the monetary cases have been resolved, you can think about the following steps. In the meantime, the young man is engaged in financial issues. Qin Ying is waiting for his brother at the pavilion and is very worried about him. A young master with a young lady comes out of the room. Both are satisfied and keep themselves like long, standing friends. The hostess of the institution invites children from the Qian family for tomorrow, where the potion of the Feng master will be the main exhibit. A guy with a girl is happy to agree. This opportunity promises excellent prospects. Young Ying is also a little surprised. She still does not know about her brother's agreement. Our heroes say goodbye to the mistress of the pavilion. And this sees the wife of Mr. Feng passing at that moment past the institution. Shen Xinyue is very surprised. As the largest retail outlet in the city could shelter such a garbage as her husband. The young lady approaches the company of people to find out what is happening here. The young master Feng contemptuously turns to his wife, recalling that this is no longer her business. Madame Xinyue is lost. The young man who should already be dead for the second time publicly offends her. The girl cannot forgive such. A beauty with green hair calls on her magic and is preparing to strike a mortal blow to the offender. The mistress of the institution becomes between the spouses. The beauty calmly explains to Madame Shen that fights in the pavilion are prohibited. Otherwise, the whole clan will answer. The outcast woman, without hiding her anger, still asks for forgiveness for her temper. Of course, she does not need problems. The hostess of Qinzheng orders his guards to hold our heroes home. She does not need at all that a profitable deal to break out of someone's nerves. And the girl from the clan Shen Madam invites to go to the pavilion. For such an important woman in the store, there is something interesting. Our hero hears how a girl with purple hair offers his potion at a very high price. Mr. Feng is surprised because he spent a very meager amount on the herbs. After a while, our guys are already telling his father about the miraculous medicine of his son Qin Feng. The man is very surprised by what he heard. The head of the family cannot understand where his son knows medicine. The boy tells the story of how he was interested in this subject at school, but did not tell anyone. The young Master Feng has to quickly come up with a story. The young man became interested in the drugs when he taught martial arts, so he wanted to become stronger. The head of the Qin clan is incredibly happy. His son is a real genius. Perhaps now the life of the family may change for the better. Meanwhile, in the house of the Shen clan, the eldest son of the owner of the estate tells his father about the powerful remedy that Jin Yue acquired today in the pavilion. Shen Xinghan thought seriously. Such a cool remedy should belong to his family. With him, he can get real power. The guy adds that an auction will pass soon, at which the last 30 bottles of this potion will be sold. This is a good opportunity to pick up everything. After some time, a huge crowd of people gathered near the Qinzheng pavilion. Everyone in the city has already heard about the new product that will be put up for auction today. Master Xinghan is a little upset by such a stir. It looks like you have to fork out to pick up the potion for yourself. The Qin family also appears in the crowd. The great emperor immediately understands why the Shen clan is here. An interesting plan arises in the head of the young man. Men with anger look at each other. The owner of the House of Shen thinks that Qin wants to buy a medicine and raise their significance in the city. This cannot be allowed. Already in the hall at the auction itself, people are being reviewed, trying to understand the plans of another. Our hero alone is calm and satisfied. Today, the guy will devastate the pockets of these people. The hostess of the institution appears on the stage and, demonstrating bottles with an unusual potion, talks about its properties. The crowd recalls how recently a dying guy in the market, having drunk this potion, was able to win a very strong enemy in the duel. The opportunity to buy such a tool cannot be missed. Almost every of those present offers their own price for the medicine. The most profitable reaches 400,000 silver. The young man from the Shen clan offers 800,000 silver. Perhaps all competitors will disappear with such an amount by themselves. The young man is calm and confident. Our hero does not allow his friends to relax. The guy offers 1 million for his own potion. His sincere smile is very annoying the Shen family. Shen Xinyue relaxes the brothers and father. She has already created the spirit of the 5th level and soon hated the clan will end. You just need to prevent them from buying this medicine. In a fierce dispute, the price rises to a maximum mark of 3.5 million. The head of the Shen clan has a shock, but the man should redeem the product. Emperor Wu Di is silent. The hostess of the pavilion looks inquiringly at the young man, but the Master Qin squeezed everything out of the opponents to the last. Then, a beauty with purple hair declares a trading winner. She is very pleased with the results. It really was a good deal. On the face of our hero, a satisfied smile. And the great master and owner of the House Shen just now begins to realize what this medicine cost him. Shen Xinghan thanks the mistress of the trade palace. Although a person is upset, now his clan will be able to educate the most successful fighters. Bravado and joy are visible on the face of the master of the estate Shen. Now everyone in the city knows what kind of power there will be. A young warrior in green clothes also does not hide his pleasure. Now, having such a powerful potion, the guy will be able to avenge the insult. The ex-wife of our hero looks happy, like her whole family. The Shen clan is waiting for a quick success and the Qin family is oblivion. After some time in his estate, Qin Ren thought about what happened. The head of the house understands that the Shen family will become invincible with medicines. Our hero calms his father. With the money proceeds, the young man will be able to buy better ingredients and make the potion stronger. The Master Qin is glad to be heard. His rivals were impoverished by 3 million, but did not get advantages. This is really good news. Already in the evening, in the courtyard of the new house of the great emperor, many parcels from the pavilion with high-quality medicinal ingredients are unloaded. Young Qin Ying brings a special package to her brother. This is a gift from the mistress of a trade institution with very rare herbs. The young is especially worried that the brother will arrange an explosion again. But this time, there will be more destruction. Feng Master is calm. With good drugs, this will not happen. The guy shows his sister a medical book that he studied. The girl believes Qin Feng and calms down. The great emperor Wu Di set to cook the right potion. In a huge metal bowl, a man mixes the ingredients in the right proportion. The young man looks at the herbs and inflorescences laid out on the table. All this will help him not only to increase his fighting spirit, but also to significantly strengthen his body. Suddenly, snow begins to go. Our guys are dumbfounded. Such weather in the middle of summer is not entirely normal, although the young Ying rejoices as a child. These are demonic creatures, icy-winged eagles, dragons. The appearance of these animals in the city of Tianshui is a bad sign. Magic creatures fly past our hero and go further to the city. The Feng Master hopes that dangerous birds are not caused by the Shen family. Dangerous creatures fly over the city. Riders are sitting on birds. For a long time, they did not see the eagle's dragons. People in a panic are starting to scatter, but magical creatures do not attack. It seems that the horsemen simply have fun along the way. The owner of the city of Li Yi with his guard took up the weapon. The attack of the warriors of the Icebird clan is a very dangerous situation. The horsemen only laugh at the caused commotion. They flew here with a specific business and they have no time to bother with the people of Ants. Ice warriors arrive at the Shen clan estate. The head of the house with his whole family and servants welcomes important guests. The messengers arrived to take the younger brother of Shen to the Ice Valley. Then 2 clans will be able to become one family. Our guys worry that using the help of ice warriors, the hated clan can easily defeat the Qin family. The Master Wu Di needs to urgently create a powerful potion from arrived drugs. Only this can help him survive and protect his clan. The young man leaves to prepare his drug and asks his sister not to disturb him until the young man finishes. Qin Ying promises to give the guy time. 3 days later, Qin Feng finished his work. Now the body of the young master is as iron. In addition, the young man discovered 2 levels of martial arts in one breath. Our hero came to the chambers of his sister, but she is nowhere to be found. Wu Master is worried if something happened during his absence. The young man stumbles upon a servant and is interested in where Qin Ying disappeared. The servant reports that the girl called the elder of the clan. Meanwhile, the elders gathered at the head of the clan. Men are discussing the current difficult situation. The Qin Hu Master reports that the Shen family gains power and they urgently need to do something about it, until a strong clan came to the Qin house. The elder Qin Lan offers to expel Qin Feng from the family and give a part of the business to the powerful clan. Perhaps this will help the rest survive. The owner of the estate Qin Ren is outraged by such a proposal. The man will not expel his son and sell his family. In addition, such a step can completely destroy their clan. Then the Master Lan offers to give the young Madame Ying to marry one of the Shen. This can also help save the situation. The girl, like her father, are outraged by such a proposal. The elders will not understand that the manifestation of any weakness means the destruction of their clan. 2 Qin masters suggest that Ren simply protects his children and does not see a real picture. Perhaps the young owner needs to be overthrown. Qin Feng appears in the doorway and interrupts the discussion. The guy will not allow anyone to remove his father or sell to give the property of the family. The elders contemptuously turn to our hero. It is precisely because of the youth of the Qin family that Shen clan had problems. Perhaps there is one more solution. Mr. Qin Hu orders his son to kill our hero. Then, if they provide the body to the opposing clan, there is a chance that the Qin family will be left in the chambers. The guy in red clothing immediately becomes in the combat rack. This should not be a difficult fight. After all, Lin Hua has the spirit of a fiery red tiger. The Hua Master uses his magic and brings a mortal blow to his enemy. It is impossible to survive against such power. Qin Ren with his daughter is very frightened. Perhaps now their family will come to an end. After all, young Feng will not be able to cope with such a strong opponent. Our hero with a smile takes out a small stick from his belt. Around his fist, you can see the blue radiance. The awakened ancient power is ready for battle. Emperor Wu Di is preparing to deliver a response to the arrogant boy. The martial art of antiquity has incredible power. Lin Hua Master is not particularly worried. Its level of training is much exceeding the level of the boy Feng. Suddenly, the strongest ancient warrior begins to beat his pelvis with such a wild speed that the enemy does not have time to do anything. Blows are applied one after another with wild strength. Nothing can stop our hero. Mr. Hua flies back. All those present are stunned by what is happening. People did not even have time to come to their senses, as the battle was already over. The young master is all in tears, beaten and in bruises lying on the ground. His father is covered in fright of the guy. Young Feng boasts that I recently found a book about martial arts with sticks, and learned it. The guy seems to mock the guests. Elder Qin Lan is lost. This self-confident young man will destroy the whole clan. But the head of the Qin Ren clan stood up for his son. On the contrary, the young Master Feng is able to save the family and ruin the offenders. The elders are angry. Unfortunately, they cannot overthrow the chapter. The son of the owner of the house has become too strong, and our hero embarrassedly listens to the praise of his father. Masters Qin and the Ren brothers are going to leave, but they warn that when their family comes to an end, wine will lie on the head of the estate. The elders of the clan leave the house. Qin Hu leads under the hands of a broken son. Perhaps if it is impossible to save the clan, then men will be able to save only their families. The head of the Qin Ren house is outraged. The elders left, turning away from him, and the Shen clan is gaining strength, contacting people from the Ice Valley. The guys are waiting for a difficult test. In the meantime, it ended. Mr. Feng offers his sister to take a bath. The girl is surprised, But her brother has a surprise for her. Already in the bathroom, the young man stands with his back to the young girl. He is interested in whether the beauty ended all the preparations. A semi-destructive beauty stands near a full bath. Despite the fact that her brother is nearby and not an outsider, the girl is very embarrassed. The emperor was stunned. This little girl is a piece of pure jade. She is beautiful. But the young man is here for a specific purpose. Wu Di comes closer and pushes the beauty right into the van of water. From surprise, the baby only managed to open her mouth and flopped into the bath. Qin Ying made an offended face, the embarrassment as a hand removed. The girl did not expect such meanness from a loved one. The young man, without thinking, pours his new potion into the water to his sister. It looks like this family will become more for the martial artist more. The young beauty Ying has plunged into herself. The energy inside her body began to grow rapidly. Before us is no longer a child. Meanwhile, ice messengers learn about the combat abilities of the great Emperor Wu Di. The young owner of the Orlo dragon is very surprised. The important news was reported by 2 traders from the Qian family. They convinced the masters of the cold that men have no reason for lies. One of the horsemen shows an interest in the story of 2 gentlemen. Perhaps it will be possible to benefit from this situation. The second ice master looks at his partner with surprise. The young man from the Shen family asks for help from 2 messengers. Qin Feng publicly divorced the guy's sister, humiliated the whole clan, and gained great power. The young man does not know what to do. Without the help of the mighty horsemen of the eagle dragons, their family may not cope with the boy Feng. Cold masters soothe the young master of Shen. They will do everything you need when the time comes. In the meantime, ice messengers order the Qian brothers to help the guy. The masters of their clan humidiously agree to fulfill the requirements of the riders. Mr. Shen is satisfied with the prospect. Now the young man has good chances to take revenge on the offender and return the honor of his family. In the meantime, in the house of our hero, there is a transformation of the young Madame Ying into a martial artist. Qin Feng stands near the bath and watches nothing to happen. The girl's body calmly accepts new power. The process moves stably. Even water boiling from energy cannot harm the young body. The young man is very pleased with himself. His sister is a beautiful vessel for transformation. Mr. Wu Di thinks about upcoming tests, about the difficulties with the Shen family and the messengers of the Ice Valley. This pure Ying creation costs all its efforts. That night, strange things are happening near the trading pavilion. A man in a dark hood silently approaches the building. The guards are sleeping peacefully. There was still no such thing that someone dared to come in the middle of the night to the most protected premises in the city. A man in a dark cloak unceremoniously and loudly knocks on the door. The guard wakes up dumbfounded. Young fighters immediately become in the combat rack and demand from the visitor to stop and introduce themselves. An unknown person stands with his back. Suddenly, a strong shockwave opens heavy doors. A cloud of dust rises around a bearded wanderer. The guard inside the building rose to her feet. Everyone is very surprised. What kind of madman decided to attack the trading pavilion? Unknown loudly calls the owner of the institution. The guard gathered around a man, ready to attack at any moment. Another shockwave and a person in a dark cloak instantly moves forward, leaving the masters to be perplexed from what is happening. Moreover, the guard of the building is constrained by invisible wagons. No efforts help young people get out of the shackles. The hostess of the institution appears using a high level of martial art, a step of red lotus. A beautiful girl stops in front of a stranger, at a short distance from him. She wants to understand what a man needs. A man in a dark hood takes a small note from his pocket. He wants the girl to read this leaf. With the help of her magic, the mistress of the pavilion brings her note closer to herself and is very surprised. This is the recipe for the potion that Qin Feng made. The girl doesn't understand in what relations her young companion and this unknown consist of. The young beauty tries to use the moment of surprise and forcefully knock out the necessary information. She attacks a man. But a person in a dark cloak easily reflects all the deadly techniques of our mistress. Even the higher school of combat lotus does not help the beauty. The unknown is trying to calm the girl. He is not here to harm someone. The man explains that the young Feng is his student. Our night guest has a request for a young mistress. She must give the black fire to the black fire that new high-level masters appeared in the Qin family. The man immediately turned around and left, leaving as gratitude for the service a paper with a recipe for a magic potion. The hostess of the house looks after the stranger. Already on the street, a man in a dark cloak takes off his hood. Its task is completed. And while there is no one, the stranger opens his face. The man reaches out to his face, clings his fingers to the skin just below the cheekbones, and slowly removes the mask from his face. Before us is the reborn emperor of the planet Wu Di. The guy is very pleased with himself. Another part of his plan is made. And somewhere at the other end of Tianshui at the same time, a lone wagon drives along the quiet, deserted streets. Mr. Qinhu peeps out of the crew. For several days now, no one is leaving the residence of the Qin family. Another lone wagon passes by. It seems that the Master Hu has a meeting here. This is his brother Qin Lan. Men exchange greetings. They are both surprised that Qin Feng does not stick out his nose from his home. It looks like a young guy scored his clan so many enemies that he is now afraid to get out of his shelter. The Master Lan had an idea. The elder wants to call our hero and lure him from the house with deception. This is better than waiting for unknown how much. Two brothers approach the estate of the Qian family and knock on a huge gate. If you manage to lure the boy, the Shen clan will quickly deal with him. Suddenly, lightning strikes right on our night guests. The men did not even have time to move. Lightning began to beat everywhere around the city. Fires and destruction instantly woke the sleepy residents. People in a panic do not know where to run. Quickly, having come to themselves, the people begin to look for water and extinguish numerous fires. Otherwise, until the morning, the city will turn into ashes. At the same time, Emperor Wu meditates in his room, discovering all new opportunities for strength and military skills. The young man uses the technique of discovering the spirit of the emperor to release 9 hidden skills of Meridian. The magic and strength of Qin Feng are becoming more and more. Our hero hears noise and fuss on the street. It seems that something unforeseen happened. The young man opens the door and sees the chaos that occurs on the street. Mr. Feng immediately understands that this is a sign of awakening the spirit of martial arts. The guy sees a huge lightning fall into his sister's room, destroying the entire building. The emperor is scared. If only nothing happened to the young Qin Ying. Our hero runs to his sister with all legs. Awakening of the spirit is certainly a good sign, but the fragile body of the girl may not withstand such energy. Wu Di Master runs into a destroyed building. Fragments of furniture and roofs are lying everywhere. Suddenly, a powerful shockwave repels the young man. The guy falls to the ground. Around him, dust and stones scatter. The concerned Qin Ren appears. The man grabs his son by the shoulder and asks what is happening here. Two gentlemen observe a large fireball in the place where the beautiful Qin Ying should be. Scattering, the orange sphere reveals a calmly meditating girl. She was intact and sound. Clouds with lightning are circling around a beautiful creation, but do not cause any harm to young Ying. Her strength grew many times and the fighting spirit awakened. After a while, people disassemble blockages in the city and discuss the last gossip. They say that the most destruction was at Qin. The head of Tianshui suspects that these destruction of the hand of the Shen clan. They want to deal with the Qin family too much. At the same time, a person runs into the Shen house shouting the joyful news. The residents of Qin, due to lightning, turned into ruins. The messengers of the Ice Valley in bewilderment. It looks like a new fighting spirit awakened in the clan hated by him. The eldest son of the head of the Shen estate is outraged. It turns out his enemy has become even stronger. How to defeat the boy Feng now? The Ice Rider thinks about it. It is doubtful that the morale to be revived twice. And Malz has his spirit once. The young man in green clothes calmed down a little. It looks like the heavens heard his prayers and the Qin clan was really destroyed. At the same time, in a distant place hidden from prying eyes, there is a beautiful magic valley. Magic creatures are freely hovering in the air. On the faces of the girls, surprise can be seen. They feel the revival of the spirit. The young sorceress rushed into the magic palace to quickly tell the news to the elder. In the meantime, in the house of the Qin clan, people look after the interesting phenomenon. The young beauty Ying, a magic flame, flies over the ruins of the palace. The father of the family rejoices that another child has a power that can demolish any obstacles. But Feng looks worried. The girl makes a terrible cry. Apparently she experiences pain. Flame languages fly in all directions. The fire affects everything around. People are horrified to run away from this hell. Broken stones fly around. Our hero is trying to help his sister. It looks like the spirit got out of control. Qin Feng shouts to his father to leave and take people with him. The young man can now use only eternal flame to stabilize the spirit. The guy uses his magic. The blue flame envelops the fiery sphere. Deadly lightning and hot fire are scattered in all directions. The young beautykin suffers a severe pain. It looks like her revived spirit prevails. Our hero manages to stabilize the magical power of the sister. Gradually, she calms down and her flame fades away. The girl comes to her senses. She is exhausted, but the transformation was successful. The brother holds the beauty in her arms. Father runs up. The man is very excited. He is interested in whether everything is in order with his daughter. Qin Feng, with a smile on his face, says that everything is fine. The young lady simply did not yet know how to control her spirit. Qin Ying looks around. The beauty sees that the residence of her family is destroyed, and she did it. The girl asks for forgiveness from Qin Ren and asks to punish her. The young mistress brought so many troubles and destruction. The man calms his daughter. The house can be rebuilt again. This is just a tree and a stone. The main thing is that everything is in order with children. People appear in the opening of the destroyed gate. Taking this opportunity, the Shen family decided to finally destroy the hated clan. The girl is surprised by the sudden appearance of the crowd. Our hero turns around and notices a dangerous clan in the company of ice riders. The young master in green sincerely rejoices in the destruction that fell on the heads of this family. Now is the time to finish the Qin clan and completely destroy it. The head of the destroyed house becomes to protect the family. It causes the spirit of a third level of fiery snake. A man is ready to protect children at the cost of his life. Representatives of the Ice Valley soothe the master of Shen. No one can prevent him from dealing with the boy Qin. Cold warriors use their magic to intimidate Qin Ren. If a man gets into a fight, the horsemen of the Eagle Drads will intervene, and their power is great. The reborn emperor puts his hand on his father's shoulder and calms the man. The guy already dealt with this person, and again. Our hero takes out a wand already familiar to us from behind the belt. The blue flame envelops the young man. The guy calls his animal. The fiery lion of the third level, together with the owner, strike their first blow. The reborn Emperor Wu Dei puts the block with his club. So far, the young man had the strength to resist the onslaught of a strong opponent. The Master Shen is calm and satisfied. Despite the fact that his enemy rose to the 9th level of perfection, without a fighting spirit, the young man is too weak. Mr. Feng is calm. The young man looks into the eyes of his enemy and causes the spirit of eternal fire. The young man in green dumbfounded. The guy believed that this was impossible. But now the outcome of the fight is a foregone conclusion. A loud explosion is heard. Two powerful spirits entered the fight of energies. Two young people fight inside the huge magic sphere. The messengers of the Ice Valley are surprised to observe the ongoing fight. But while they stand aside, one of the horsemen of the magic of cold understands that the boy cannot be left alive with such force. He will have to deal with him. Meanwhile, the master of Shen with the last forces restrains the magical energy of the opponent. He urgently needs to come up with something. Our hero was able to defeat the icy tiger with the fighting spirit of fire. Mr. S. friends in green clothes advise him to use physical strength. The son of the head of the Shen clan takes out his saber. Using the kingdom of the first level, the young man will be able to turn the wagon of the battle. Mr. Qin Ren, together with his daughter, is in horror watching what is happening. Master Qin Feng is in danger. One of the representatives of the Ice Valley is satisfied. The power of the Kamei Kingdom and the Kingdom of Physical Force have a huge difference. His ward has a chance to win. Shen Master waves his blade and brings it to strike, supplementing his strength with the power of the creature of the companion. Our hero hardly dodges the fast attacks of the enemy. A little more and the young man will be defeated. The gentleman in a green suit uses a mortal cutting blow. Young Qin Ying in fright. Her brother will die now. The reborn emperor calmly stops the ice blade with only 2 fingers. The guy does not even make efforts. All observers are shocked by this reception. This simply cannot be. Where does the young man have such a force? The young Master Feng shaves the enemy's blade into small fragments with simple fingertips. Mr. from the Shen clan in horror. No one can have such power. Is this the end? Wu Di Master brings a fist for a decisive blow. The young man will not spare the enemy. The young man in a green suit brought too much trouble to his family. Our hero hits the opponent's chest. It is necessary to end this person once and for all, so that the master of Shen will never harm the Qian family again. From a person in a green suit, a spirit is knocked out. Blood sprinkles from the mouth. It looks like this is the end for the young master. The son of the head of the Qin clan beats the enemy directly in Qi. After such a blow, no person can live normally. A man in a green suit flies away far back. Our hero stands in a combat rack. He had no choice. It was necessary to finish with Shen. The defeated young man falls right on one of the messengers of the Ice Kingdom. Qin Ren is surprised by the outcome of the duel. The man did not think that his son is so powerful, and the young Ying is glad that everything is in order with her brother. Mr. Shen writhes from pain in the hands of an ice rider. Now the guy will remain disabled for life. The angry horsemen of the Eagle Drads will not endure such humiliation. They themselves will end a hated family. A mighty warrior using his cold power strikes a very powerful blow. Our hero hardly holds this attack. Behind Emperor Wu Di, another representative of the Ice Valley appears. It will be difficult to cope with two such fighters even for him. But to destroy only the young Qin Feng are not enough horsemen. All people in this residence must know despair. Surrounding scared, they do not know what to do. The head of the clan wants to protect his people and win for them. The man is angry, but to defend his family is his duty. Qin Ren is ready to give his life. The owner of the estate gives an order to her daughter so that the girl takes people and quickly leave here. But the young master stops his father. The guy will do everything himself and the victims are not needed. The head of the clan is surprised how the son will be able to defeat two powerful warriors. Our hero calmly becomes opposite his enemies and pronounces very strange words. The young man says, "Friend, if you are in the city, have already appeared soon." The messengers of the Ice Valley decide that this is another guy's trick. The warriors of the cold begin their attack. Suddenly, a blade embraced in the ground, embraced by fire, and a young man soars over him. Our hero is very happy. Yan Guyun appeared just in time. A cold rider is angry. This is the famous dragon's sword. The strongest student of the Blackfire School offers messengers to get into their valley. They should not be in this territory. One of the horsemen of the Orlo dragon is ready to rush into battle and punish the presumptuous boy. But the second warrior asks for forgiveness for his comrade. The messengers were not going to linger here for a long time. Guyun Master interrupts the horseman. He doesn't care why the inhabitants of the valley are here, but they do not dare to touch the student of the Blackfire School. The warriors of the cold were in earnest. Where did the student of the great school find from among these little people? They didn't tell them something? The head of the destroyed estate Qin Ren with his daughter also looks in surprise at the arrived guest. The guys did not hear about any students. Only our hero looks at what is happening with a smile. The guy understands who it is specifically in question. After some time, in the house of Mr. Shen, the head of the clan calmly drinks tea and listens to the chirping of the nightingale. A servant with terrible news rushes into the man's room. The son of the owner of the house is seriously wounded. The whole family gathers near the young man. The young man lies on a stretcher and writhes in pain. Father is in shock. What could have happened? Shen Xinyue puts on the servant, trying to find out the details. A frightened assistant tells how the Master Feng defeated her brother in the battle. Shen Xinghan is angry. Again, this dog from the Qin family humiliates a man's clan. How this young man dared to touch the son of the head of Shen. The owner of the house is taken for weapons and is ready to go for revenge. He is the covenant of two icy messengers with him, but the riders stop the Master Xinghan. The cold warriors explain that the young Qin Feng uses the strange spirit of fire. Even the power of the Shen family could not resist this. The man is very angry why the messengers of the Ice Valley did not intervene and did not save his son. After all, together they are stronger than some kind of spirit. But the warriors of the cold tell the surprised father and sister as the young master, the messenger of the Blackfire School, took as a young master. The head of the clan calms down. The Shen family needs to think about the situation and heal the wounds of the wounded fighter. After a while and having calmed down, the beauty Shen Xinyue drinks fragrant tea with her father. They decide what to do further. The girl offers to meet with students of a great school and offer him another candidate for students. Her very. A man likes this idea. After all, once the young Xin Yue has already defeated the masters of Feng, it is urgent to go to the head of the city and demand help in this matter. If everything works out, they will be able to take revenge on the hated boy and finally end kin with the whole family. And the young Madame Shen will avenge the young man for the public insult inflicted on her. The girl will go to the end and achieve her. At this time, in the destroyed residence of the Qin clan, the young Master Feng thanks the student of the Black Fire School for help. Arriving guest, for the manifested courage and strength, offers a young man to become a student of his establishment and a student of Yan Guyun. Our hero calmly refuses a flattering sentence, but the guy has another, better candidate. The young man squints at the sister, and he offers Qin Ying as a student of the owner of a dragon blade. The girl is naturally dumbfounded by the words of her brother. Guyun Master also cannot understand what is happening. To engage in his institution is a great honor. Nobody has refused this yet. But Emperor Wu Di, with a smile, asks the messenger to first check the strength of the spirit of his sister. After that, the guest will understand that a beautiful lady is the best candidate. Yan Guyun turns his inner gaze to the spirit of the young lady. The master closes his eyes and concentrates his inner energy. Qin Feng brings closer a sister. The girl is embarrassed and does not understand what to do. Brother reassures Qin Ying, everything will be fine. The best student of the Great School of Martial Arts in Amazement sees a large and very strong spirit above the 6th grade. This girl will be a good acquisition for his school, and in the future, with the help of the Guyun Master, will achieve great achievements. Young Qin Ying is upset. She does not want to leave her family. Mr. Feng reassures his sister. After all, while she is a student of a great school, no one will dare to touch the Qin clan. The brother continues to insist. While the girl is not, the guy will take care of the family and about the father. Everything will be fine, and the beauty herself in the future will be able to become a worthy defender of the family. The messenger of the Black Fire School adds that such a mighty talent, like a beautiful person, should not disappear in vain. These skills should be developed. Qin Ying thinks over the words of young people. She understands that in this way she will protect her family, but the girl does not want to leave her home. The reborn emperor reassures the sister. The young man knows that everything will be fine with her in the future. A sincere care for the girl is visible on the guy's face. Suddenly, Li Yi appears and welcomes a student of a great school. The head of the city with all the above revelations seems to be a powerful warrior. An experienced diplomat is blurred in praise and courtesy to the young man. This student is too strong and you need to be more careful with him. Next to Mr. Yi stands the former wife of our hero Shen Xinyue. Feng Master is interested in what is happening. Yan Guyun complains to the Emperor Wu Di, displeased that annoying officials in every city are haunted. And Mr. Feng, on the contrary, is interested in what this Shen snake has also conceived in the guise of a beautiful girl. Young man asks the ex-wife where the girl has so much arrogance that she comes to the QN house. Shen Xinyue is trying to restrain himself. Now is not the time to sort things out. Although the mistress is annoyed, she quickly picks herself together. The girl welcomes the great warrior of the Black Fire School. It is a great honor for her to be familiar with such an important person. The head of the city of Tianshui represents the young Xinyue as a smart and strong person, and most importantly, the beautiful maiden mistress of the powerful spirit of the 5th level. The young Shen is pretensively embarrassed. The main thing is that she is very glad to see such a strong warrior. After all, the girl heard so much about the great school. And for Madame Xinyue, it would be a great honor to learn martial arts from such a talented fighter as Yan Guyun. Our hero will realize what is at stake. His former wife wants to become a student of the Black Fire School. This should be expected. The Master Feng is interested in Shen Xinyue, whether the messengers of the Ice Valley know about the desires of the young lady to become a student of their warring side. The young beauty is horrified by the possible consequences of such a step. But she had not yet agreed to join the army of the Warriors of the Cold. And it can choose, one way or another, but Xinyue selects only a Black Fire School. She does not need anything else. Guyun Master says that he already has a candidate for students. Behind the back of the great warrior, the young Madame Ying is quietly standing and listening to. So far, the girl does not show initiative. The great warrior of Yan Guyun thinks, You can put girls in sparring. At the same time, to see the true power of the spirit of the young Qin. The guy announces a fight. The incentive will become his student. Madame Shen sincerely thanks a fair fighter and teacher. The woman will gladly avenge his ex-husband for his insults and teach him a lesson in skill. Shen Xinyue soars into the air and causes its animal. The ruler of the elements will show a fool Feng who is a real master here. The spirit of the 5th level appears, capable of changing the weather. Li Yi tells young people that such a force is worthy of the title of first spirit of the city of Tianshui. Our hero looks at the performance with a smile. He will not have to fight. After all, the rival of his ex-wife will be a completely different person. The young man proudly points to his sister. The young beauty is slightly embarrassed by attention, but she will not shame the dignity of her family. The girl in a green dress only laughs from this. Will her rival really be this garbage which is not capable of anything? Madame Ying quickly answers Xinyue to her impudent statements. The girl in a red dress will not endure insults, also from such a terrible person. Madame with green hair with a laugh rotates to Qin Feng. Is the guy so easily allowed to die his beloved sister? The young man offers his ex-wife to win first and then laugh. The young man doesn't doubt his choice for a minute. Qin Ying closes his eyes and using Qi and Yin Luan Yan causes 12 pulses of the birth channel. A beautiful lady rises into the air. Her body envelops a purple flame. The girl is calm and concentrated. The power of Madame Ying is growing rapidly. The power of the flame of the sister of our hero is so great that all the inhabitants of the city see him. And in horror they scatter, fearing a new weather misfortune. Even in the courtyard of the Shen clan, the head of the family observes a strange weather phenomenon. The man hopes that everything will be in order with his daughter. Representatives of the Ice Valley are also amazed. They didn't expect that a person with such a strong spirit of martial arts would live in this town. Madame Xinyue stunned no less than others. Apparently, it will not be so easy to win, but she has nowhere to retreat. From a luminous purple ball, a blade sharp as a blade flies out. This weapon belongs to the sister of our hero. Madame Ying Sugus with a zipper amazes the Ice Phoenix. The fighting spirit is beautiful and cold as a snake of a girl. The embittered Xinyue attacks her hated beauty from the Qin clan. The woman puts into her hit all the enormous power of her magic. The beautiful Mistress Ying is just opening her eyes in which the whole universe is reflected. A young girl only waves one finger from which a powerful purple flame bursts. This fire spreads into shreds the animal of a 5th level companion and goes further towards the frightened virgin. Shen Xinyue sprinkles blood from the mouth. The woman writhes wild pain. But nothing can contrast this indestructible strength. Spectators cannot believe their eyes. This is the spirit of the 7th level imperial weapons. There are only a few such people on the whole planet. A defeated woman with green hair falls to the ground. She did not even have a chance to win this battle. The young beauty Ying rejoices in her victory as a child. Qin Feng is very proud of his beloved sister. The evil and defeated Madame Xinyue shouts the words of curses towards our heroes. Her cold soul is full of despair. Our hero does not miss the opportunity to mock the ex-wife. In the end, it was she who brought the young man to death. Shen Xinyue now with great pleasure would break the head of the ex-husband. But the girl can do nothing, only restrain frantic rage. Offended again, the young lady runs from the estate of the Qin family. A beauty with green hair cannot restrain her tears. The head of the Qin Ren clan is happy that both of his children have outstanding talents. The man invites everyone to a festive party. Already in the evening, at the festival, the owner of the house, looking for a lost son, notices a note at one of the tables. Mr. Ren reads a letter from the young Feng. The guy reports that he leaves a family for a while to travel. Our hero runs out of the residence of his clan to meet the vast world. The young man calmly leaves the house, knowing that no one dares to attack people close to him. But this planet is too big for the emperor to sit in one place. Wu Di wants to explore the whole world, but the master will certainly return over time. A caravan follows the mountain road. In one of the wagons, the mistress of the Tianshui trade pavilion sits. Our hero drives up to the girl on a horse. The guy wants to join the wanderers for a while on a trip. The beauty is interesting why the young man did not go to the Black Flame School and left the house, leaving his father alone to look after his family. Qin Feng offended too many people in the city. They all would like to get even with a young man, and it is better for him to avoid these problems so far. In addition, the guy thinks to himself that he needs to improve his military and magical skills. And in the Kuayen house, this will not work. Suddenly, the presenter stops the caravan. Ahead is a small tea house. You can stop, take a break and drink a fragrant drink. Young Feng is a little confused. A tea house in such a wilderness is a little strange. Typically, such institutions are placed in crowded places. Behind him in the bushes, the young man hears some strange rustle. It does not seem to be an animal. You need to be careful in this place. A little in the distance, hiding in the trees, two people are watching the caravan of the Qinzheng pavilion. A warrior in the heavy armor Tifutu sees his goal and other people. A man wants to attack as soon as possible. Apparently, he likes the craft of the robber. His companion, a Kui Mu Poisian manufacturing master, suggests first to play with prey. The old man is sure that everything will go smoothly. Meanwhile, the caravan drove up to the tea house. People began to go out and look for a convenient place to relax. Daguerreos are added to a fragrant drink. People enjoy the complete confidence that everything is in order. The owner of the institution tells the head of the guard how much he is glad to accept good travelers. The elder's tea, like the water itself, is of the highest quality. Our hero stops at the entrance to the building. Something alarms the young man. At the foot of the building, the young master sees interesting grass. This is a rare plant of purple agave. His pollen in combination with other ingredients can be the strongest poison. Emperor Wu Di enters the institution and sees how the head of the guard offers the drink to his mistress. The man checked tea with his abilities and did not find anything bad. The pretty mistress of the pavilion with purple hair invites Qin Feng to relax and pee with the girl. The guy notices a strange smell, and in a cup of beautiful mistress sees the flowers of the plant, which he found nearby. The young virgin brings a fragrant drink to her mouth and wants to sip a little, so much praised by the rest of the tea. Our hero knocks a mug from the hands of the mistress. Madame is very surprised by such a strange behavior of a young man. The young man explains that this drink is poisoned by the pollen of a rare purple plant of agawa. People are in shock. They already managed to get drunk with tea. Kui Mu is surprised where such a young man has such deep knowledge of medicine. It looks like his plan is disclosed. The head of the guard reassures the porters. After all, he personally checked tea for danger. And he did not find anything strange. Most likely, Mr. Qin Feng is just a little scared. The reborn emperor explains to men that neither tea nor a rare plant in themselves are dangerous. But together, they become fatal for a person. The young man does not doubt the possibilities of protecting threats, but here there is a trick and not an open danger. As evidence, Wu Di breaks a cup with a drink on the floor. All gathered people see how mixed tea with a flower corrodes the surface of the floor. The hostess of the institution is very scared for her people. The chief of her guard had already drank half a mug of tea. A man in fear understands that this is the end. The old man Kui praises our hero for his perspicacity. But it does not matter. Almost everyone tried the drink. Other robbers appear next to the old man. Visitors to the tea house begin to spit blood. They have no chance. A dangerous drink has already hit the body. The head of the pavilion's guard is angry with himself for his carelessness. He was obliged to see the danger, and now he cannot help his mistress. The man asks Qin Feng to save a beautiful girl and take her out of here. The hostess of the institution cannot leave people, but he can no longer help them. The young man promises that the young lady will withdraw from this situation. The guy asks the mistress not to hesitate. Now there is no time for doubt. Need to leave. The owner of the tea house is not going to let anyone go. The old man orders his people to attack and kill all guests. Around the house from the bushes appear archers. Even if they manage to leave the institution, they will not let anyone escape. A hail from arrows flew into the remaining people. There is no chance to get out of this hell alive. The excellent mistress of the pavilion, using his magic, successfully fights off the volatile needles with her blade. Arrows fly literally from all sides. One of them insidiously gets to the girl in the shoulder behind. It looks like this is the end of their journey. The young lady only manages to turn around. A beautiful maiden sees many sharp tips still rush to her, but he does not have time to do anything. Suddenly, by the power of his magic, our hero breaks all the arrows right in flight. This time, the mistress of Qinzheng is saved. Unfortunately, there are too many enemies. The guys need to urgently get out of here. Even our hero will not be able to stop the whole hail out of arrows. Emperor Wu Di grabs the girl by the belt and, starting from the ground, takes off over the heads of the attackers. Meanwhile, the guard is trying to detain the attackers. The head of the guards scares the villains that the hostess will avenge everyone. The old man only laughs in response. Kui Mu shows a ball filled with poisonous gas. The whole forest is stuffed with such areas in the district. Nobody will be able to leave. The guard in horror understands that there is no salvation. The man does not care, but his mistress should survive. The last hope for the young man, Qin Feng. Some of the robbers rushed in pursuit of sabers behind our hero and his wounded companion. WU Master is trying to hide in the forest. Suddenly, everything around the girl and the guy dull the greenish fog. It seems that one of the hidden shells exploded. The young man quickly closes her mouth and nose at the beauty and orders her not to breathe for a while. Mr. D knows that this is deadly gas. The reborn emperor uses his magic to scatter the dangerous fog. The girl does not breathe, but for a long time she will not last like that. The guys should get out of here away, and as soon as possible. Qin Feng, using his new huge physical strength, quickly removes from a dangerous space with a friend, jumping from a branch to a branch. Meanwhile, the surviving guards are desperately fighting the bandits, trying to win the time for their mistress. Having cut a clink of one of the attackers, the head of the guards discovers a tattoo and recognizes the people of Shusha. The old man calmly watches the last attempts of a man. He will carry this knowledge with him to the grave. The bandits are standing over defeated enemies. Their task is almost completed. It remains to wait for the mistress of the Qinzhong Pavilion. One of the robbers runs to Mr. Kui Mu. He tells the leaders that the beauty managed to escape. For some reason, gas did not affect the Qin Feng master. Both men are very surprised. This simply cannot be. Their main goal is lost, and this promises good troubles. The elder understands that the young man is not an ordinary person. Bandits were misleading about this guy. He is a real master and expert on martial arts. Tai Futu is furious, trying to shift the guilt of his companion. After all, it was the old man with his substances that had to detain the young mistress. Kui Mu is angry for such a trick. Not a young man could not have imagined that they would face a professional. Nevertheless, the old man talks about the poison, which poisoned all the arrowheads. One such one hit the young girl, so she will not be able to go far. One of the leaders of the robbers gives you to smell a mug, from which the mistress of the trading house drank one of her best search. Men order the servant to find and bring a girl who kept this ill-fated bowl. This is their last chance to rehabilitate before the customer. Sometime later, our hero and his companion are resting on a branch of one of the many trees in this forest. The hostess of the pavilion is crying. She's sincerely sorry for her people who gave their lives so that the girl remained alive. A sharp cough pierces the beauty. Blood sprinkles from the mouth. It looks like a girl is very bad. Our hero guesses that the arrow that fell into his companion was poisoned. Further, the young lady cannot go. The young man is very angry. He made a promise to the head of the guard which would save the mistress of a trading house, and he must restrain his word. The guy grabs the young mistress by the belt and jumps from the branch. It is urgent to find a quiet and secluded parking space. The guys stop in a small cave. Here, dry and secretly from the prying eyes of random passers-by, the young man is inclined over the companion and asks her forgiveness for future actions. His behavior is dictated only by necessity. The young man breaks the cloak of the beauty to get to the wound. It looks like the poison has already hit the internal organs. This is not very good. The hostess of the pavilion asks the guy not to waste time on her. Even the young virgin does not know anything about this poisoning substance. She can no longer help. The Qin Feng master calms the girl. Do not give up ahead of time. The young man takes out the needle from his bag. A girl with purple hair looks fearfully at the subject in the hands of her companion. She does not understand what our hero is going to do. The young man hangs over the beauty. He needs to make only a few punctures. Do not worry about it. The emperor holds the companion by the hand. It will not hurt. You just need to tolerate a little. Meanwhile, a person in the clothes of robbers and with a hood on his head approaches the grief. Our guys took refuge very close to this place. The bloodhound hears the smell of the mistress of the Qinzhong Pavilion. The girl was here recently. The man understands that his goal is very close. In the meantime, in the cave, Our hero first falls to the open wound with his lips to suck the poison remaining under the skin. The beauty is very surprised by such an act. Even if you discard embarrassment, the young man can simply die from a dangerous substance. The guy calms the young mistress. Nothing threatens him, but the girl needs to prepare for the next procedure. Qin Feng picks up as many as 3 needles. His fingers skillfully wield a thin tool. The emperor uses his internal energy and transfers strength to the tip of the needle. Such a tool can cope with any disease. Wu Dai Master directs the tool directly to the wound of the young virgin. Youth screams more from fright than from pain. Without giving the mistress a respite, our hero collides with the remaining needles of the exhausted body of the mistress of the trading house. A beautiful girl with purple hair almost immediately became easier. The mistress is surprised how strong this tool is. Mr. Feng explains that he only temporarily suppressed the poison and restored mobility. For a complete recovery, you need to do something else. Suddenly, the hostess proceeds to a loud scream. A beautiful person interpreted the words of the young man as a hint of something indecent. From surprise, our hero fell back and closed his ears. Any signal siren will envy such a piercing squeal. A little later, the guy is interested in the companion, why she suddenly began to yell heart-rendingly. After all, he meant meditation. The mistress of the house Qin Zheng dawned that she incorrectly interpreted the intentions of the young man. If only meditation is needed, then this is good. Only now the girl is ashamed of her behavior. The beauty cannot look into the eyes of her companion. After a while, behind the threshold of the cave, a person is already standing. The head of the robbers listens to the sounds. The man smiles, knowing that the prey is driven into a corner. Tai Futu orders several of his people to move behind him in the cave. The rest should remain outside and guard the entrance. The young beauty misses while her savior is meditating. The guy is restored and strengthens his combat skills. Having finished, the young man feels a surge of new opportunities. Our hero is glad of the speed of his training. A clatter of many legs is spreading along the cave. The bandits are in a hurry to finish as soon as possible with the pursuit. Qin Feng offers the companion to hide. It looks like robbers have a good bloodhound since the guys were found so quickly. The guy picks up the girl by the belt and instantly rushes for the nearest boulders. Bandits appear in the depths of the cave. They block the only way out of here. It looks like our friend's not to get out. Madam is scared. All warriors from the kingdom of physical strength, and the head of the robbers has the peak of the kingdom of great physical strength. Bugai understands that the victims have nowhere to hide except behind a large stone. The man orders the servants to take our hero. The hostess of the trading pavilion is not able to fight now. But Emperor Wu Di does not need the help of the wounded Virgo. The guy orders the young beauty not to lean out. A reborn warrior jumps out of his shelter. In his fist, needles are clamped. The treatment instrument in the hands of the master becomes a fatal weapon. Using the strength of the spirit and unique combat abilities, our hero quickly dealt with the attackers. A girl with purple hair is once again surprised at the capabilities of her companion. The guy uses the highest level of Xuan, which has long been lost, and our hero at this time is consistently dealt with enemies, one behind one. It seems that no one can stop the young man. The robbers are helplessly lying on the ground. Sharp needles stick out of pain of bodies. Such bandits were clearly not expected, but the beauty still looks worried. The leader of the gang has a combat skill level higher than that of Qin Feng. The reborn emperor turns to the leader. Only they remain together. The guy offers the bandit to leave whole. The man laughs in response. Tai Futu is only redeeming from the resistance to him by the victim. Now the boy will find out what a real rival is. Bugai calls on his inner energy to use his physical power to the fullest. A person with great physical strength jumps on our hero. It will be difficult to resist such power. The young man sends a frightened girl away to the corner so that the beauty does not interfere under her feet. Loosing a gigantic fist and using internal energy, Tai Futu hits the young man directly into the head. The young master puts the block with an open palm. Self-confidence is written on the guy's face. In giving his enemy to come to his senses, Bugai immediately beats with a second fist. Qin Feng puts the block again. But protection against such power helps poorly. Our hero flies away far back. The frightened mistress is hiding in the corner of the cave. The reborn emperor strokes his legs into the stone wall and using inertia bounces back. The great warrior Wu Di immediately in flight strikes on the right. Bugai can only cover up. The next attack in the jaw throws a huge man back. The master of martial arts has something to show. Using the right moment and collecting all the internal energy, our hero is thrown into another attack. The lunge of the forearm in the stomach of the main robber releases the strongest shockwave. Anyone would be killed in place. Tifutu flies back, beats his back against the wall of the cave and breaks a couple of stones. But the man himself remains unharmed. The beauty wants to help the young master, but the guy stops her. It is very difficult to harm such a powerful fighter. The leader of the bandits reaches for his victim, but Emperor Wu Di stops the man. The lady needs to hide rather. A powerful warrior causes his animal, a brown bear. Now the guy will definitely not have sweetly. Using the military spirit of the third grade, a huge gigamole collapses all its strength on a young man. Mr. Qin Feng is not yet going to die. Our hero has a good idea. The young man uses quick hand technique to fend off the blows of his enemy. Unfortunately, in this way, it will not work to harm in this way. The young man concentrates his own morale and, moving at a frantic speed, begins to pound the leader of the robbers. A huge man threw up the great emperor up with one blow. Even the forces of our hero is not enough to harm Bugai. The young master of Feng, with all its strength, hit the roof of the cave. Stones begin to beat and crumble. All this armada of cobblestones collapses on top of the leader of Taifutu. It looks like this was the plan of our hero. Bugaya falls asleep with a broken ceiling. And although this will not harm the man, it will be difficult to get out of the wreckage on his own. A reborn emperor stands above a pile of stones. It was very reasonable to use the enormous power of the opponent against himself. The young master should finish off the robber, while there is a great opportunity for this. But the skill of a young man is not enough. A mighty hand of the leader of Tifutu is knocked out from under the wreckage of huge boulders. It looks like a man will really be all right. Like a wild beast driven into a trap, Bugai is angry and screaming. But he is not able to get out of this pile of stones. A man promises to kill Qin Feng. The young master calmly says goodbye to the bandit until the next meeting. There they will check who will die and who is not. The emperor of the planet Wu Di approaches his companion and apologizes that he lingered so long. The beauty is delighted. The young man picked up the blade from one of the attackers. The guys come out of the cave by the hand. Our hero feels that weapons can still be useful to him. He flew out in an instant. The Feng master is ambushed, cutting the bandits to the right and left. The robbers do not even have time to come to their senses. The hostess of the trading pavilion is again amazed at the insight and dexterity of her companion. The guy again managed to outwit death. The young man calms the girl, saying as if the robbers were not experienced and he was just lucky. But the beauty does not believe the words of a young man. Friends follow the forest. The poison in the body of the girl is depressed only temporarily. You need to find special medicinal herbs to save the beauty from death. Suddenly, the young man hears some kind of rustle. Madam is hiding behind the young man. Perhaps this is another ambush of robbers. Our hero notices a small monkey on a tree. This creation is very good in the search for rare magical medicinal plants. Young people decide to pursue a runaway animal. Monkey should have the necessary herbs to neutralize toxins. The reborn emperor grabs the companion in his hands. The beauty moves too slowly. Treasure monkeys are very fast monsters. But the master of Feng with a girl in her arms does not lag behind the magic animal. Having run up to the grief, our guys come across a crowd of wild monsters who blocked their way. The monsters, feeling easy prey, decide to attach to the emperor and mistress of the trading pavilion. The young maiden is scared to find another path to the treasures of the monkey. The monsters are too dangerous. Wild animals are worse than strong warriors. But our hero decides to go ahead. The guys may not have another opportunity to find treasures. And the lady needs to urgently cure. Our hero with a beauty in his arms begins to move simply at a frantic speed and jumps up. The owner of the trading house is barely holding the young man's neck. Wild magic creatures look at friends with surprised eyes. Who is this person who can move like that? The young man runs past the animals, scattering them in different directions. Monsters simply do not have time to do anything. Leaving the girl for a moment, Mr. Wu Di straightens out with wild creatures, not for a second, not stopping his run. After that, the master picks up the companion and, until the creatures came to their senses, instantly runs away from this clearing. The young virgin notices how the treasures of the monkey shine at the top of a small hill. Our friends need to go there. A mountain goat appears from behind and steamed. The emperor notices the animal in time. The guy is sharply pushed and soars into the air. The beauty sitting all this time in the arms of a friend is barely restrained so as not to fall. Young people jump to the top of the mountain and find themselves in front of a bunch of monkey things covered with leaves. The girl instantly rushes to look for something useful for herself in this rubbish of different objects and herbs. The hostess of the Kinjang Trading Pavilion sessions everything that can find in this nest of a magical creation. Unfortunately, there's only a useless trash for our guys. Perhaps the monkey took the necessary medicines with her. The girl is very upset. It may happen that the couple will no longer have time to find the necessary ingredients and the beauty will die soon. Turning around, the lady notices how the young man is looking for something in a ripe bunch of things. Maybe there's something else useful there. A young girl approaches her companion and is interested in what the guy is trying to find. Our hero points to small clay pots. This is the best medicine that a monkey can make. It can improve combat skills and suppress poison in the body. Such a pot of the merchant house will be able to sell for a lot of money if the guys manage to get to the city unharmed. The young master offers to take 2 such pots with him. The girl doesn't refuse, although she is surprised where the young man has such deep knowledge of magical creatures. The young virgin decides to immediately sip a little alcoholic drink with medicinal herbs. The girl breaks the seal and opens the lid. An instantly varied aroma attracts the attention of monsters from the entire district. It looks like creatures are very fond of this drink. Wild magic animals, which are not caused by an incomparable aroma, follow the smell directly to our friends. The Qin Feng master and his companion are trapped, surrounded on all sides by monsters. Creations begin to climb the slope, trying to get the desired drink. Our heroes are simply nowhere to go. There are too many creatures. The young man looks at this flock from above and understands that he has only one way out of this situation. The girl is very scared. Without listening to our hero, the beauty entered the satellite's new problems. Our hero quickly drinks the contents of a monkey pot. The hostess of the Kinjang Pavilion is perplexed what is happening. Now instantly pumping his combat skills, the reborn emperor will be able to burn every monster in this valley. The Qinfeng master brought down his magic flame on the magic creatures at the foot of the mountain. The girl looks in fright down at burning animals. There are too many of these creatures. Even Mr. Wu Di will not have the strength to cope with them. Our hero uses the energy of the sky and earth to strengthen his skill. Monkey alcohol should help. Otherwise, our friends will be doomed. The hellish flame devours magic creatures. The fire is transferred from one creature to another, spreading to the entire valley. The young man looks at this demonic stove from above. But there are too many animals. They arrive from everywhere. Our friends seem to have another chance. The guy is a special remedy because it was supposed to take time. But now it is almost ready. A reborn emperor takes a flask with a luminous liquid from a hidden pocket. Our hero was prepared from the herbs that he sent him from the pavilion. The Qinfeng master shows the drug to the girl. A person is able to cope even with this drug, even with spirit. The hostess of the trading house eagerly lit up. Even the soldiers of the real kingdom of Yuan desperately sought these funds. The gentleman is sure that with such a drug, he will definitely be able to break through the hordes of wild magical creatures. The young man drinks the medicine. The beautiful mistress is a little upset that such a wonderful remedy is consumed in such a banal way. Around our hero begins to rage lightning. Wild pain pierces the guy's body. This potion is really very powerful. Emperor Wu Di asks the companion to win time for him to deal with the spirit and take control of new forces. The girl agrees to help. Meanwhile, the guy with great physical strength got out from under the rubble of a stone cave. The man is very angry and wants to take revenge. In addition, his task is still not completed. On Khan, the reputation of the bandit. A beauty with purple hair sits on the edge of the cliff. If you interrupt Mr. Fong in meditation, then trouble can happen to him. The hostess of the Kinjang Trading Pavilion gives her friend to her friend that he will not allow anyone and nothing to interrupt his transformation. Suddenly, a fiery pillar pierces the young man. The new power is very great. The young virgin worries for her comrade. Madam approaches a young man with words of support. The guy, shedding later, suffers pain with all his strength. Our heroine has already drank monkey's alcohol and neutralized poison in the body. Now nothing will prevent her from restraining her word, and at the foot of the mountain there is already a robber. The man managed to quickly track his victims. A girl with purple hair notices a huge bandit. Horror appears on her face. How can she deal with such a formidable enemy? The muscular man looks at the girl. Now he will not give a chance to run away. And the case will be done. Our heroine cannot interrupt the transformation of her companion. We'll have to win the time for the young master. Using a lotus step, the beauty quickly descends along the slope. Bugai calmly moves to meet his victim. Jumping from the cliff, the mistress of the trading pavilion switches the attention of the robber only to herself. A huge man with a smile looks at the futile attempt of a young and fragile virgin to defeat a powerful warrior. And although the bandit is amused by the victim throwing, he does not want to waste time anymore. Bugai immediately attacks the girl. Moving at a huge speed that is not characteristic of such a large person, a man in a hood hit our heroine, tipping over the girl to the ground. Madame looks at her tormentor in dismay. It seems she does not even have a little chance against this robber. The bandit makes fun of the mistress of the pavilion. After it, the man promises to deal with the companion of the mistress. Wrinkling with his hands, the mighty gigant of the might calls the strength of his fighting spirit of the brown bear. Now Bugai will finish his job, and nothing can interfere with him. Our heroine in tears says goodbye to life and mentally asks for forgiveness from the young master Qin Feng for drawing the guy into this story. But then, our hero appears in front of his paws. I use my kui, the young man calmly stops the enemy's deadly attack. The reborn emperor last warns the obsessive bandit to disappear. Otherwise, the young master will be forced to kill Bugai. A girl with purple hair is incredibly happy. Her friend was still able to break into the kingdom of great physical strength. The robber is surprised by the new opportunities of the opponent, but is not going to retreat. There was no such thing that a huge man lost the battle of the jerk. Having gathered all his strength and strength of his spirit in one place, an embittered bandit throws up on our hero, trying to kill the guy with one blow. But the young man, with a short, quick movement towards Bugai, hits a huge man in his stomach with his fist, punching his body through. A pumped bandit departs far back, hitting his back on a rock. The fragmented stones fly in different directions. Meanwhile, somewhere on the Tianan continent, a lonely man hurries with all his feet to his master. Apparently, the servant has urgent news. At the table of his estate sits Mr. Liu. It was to this person that the messenger was in a hurry. Stopping in the doorway, the servant informs the owner of the house that Madame Qian's caravan was ambushed. The man is furious, breaks his cup on the table. Who dared to attack his pavilion Qinzheng? And where is the mistress of the trading house now? Taking himself together, the Master Liu orders the servant to urgently find 10 soldiers of the Yuan kingdom and send them in search of the survivors. The owner of the house is furious. The master will not allow anyone to kill his people and ruin property. If necessary, a man will search the entire continent but will find the perpetrators. In the meantime, our hero is trying to cope with the bandit. Man Mountain was able to rise after a severe blow that would be fatal for any other person. The reborn emperor again becomes in the combat rack. It seems so easy for the guy not to win. You need to come up with something else. Bugai boasts that for 9 years of physical force for 9 years and can knock out 9,000 kilograms of weight with one blow. Huge sizes of the robber are certainly the strongest person on the entire Tianan continent, and he is ready to let the young master Feng if the guy leaves the girl alone. Our hero does not even allow a thought to give a beauty to the hands of this overfed goblin. The hostess of the trading pavilion pulls her companion by the belt, attracting the attention of the young man. The young virgin offers Emperor Wu Dai to leave her alone. Most likely, she will not be anything, and the girl will be kept as a hostage. The young gentleman rejects this proposal. The master will never leave a friend in trouble. This is his essence. In addition, the guy just joined the kingdom of physical strength, and he is not tolerated to experience his new abilities. The pitching is satisfied with this decision. A man with great pleasure will kill both young people. Although the bandit gives their proper courage to the young man, huge sizes a person calls to help his animal companion, the king of earthly bears. The power that comes from the bandit is so great that our hero is barely on his feet. We'll have to exhaust this bug. The robber jumps up and covers with both hands to apply the strongest blow with a fist, a hammer. But the lunge of Bugaya falls on an empty place. The earth trembles with the power of this person, but our hero managed to dodge. A huge role requires a young man to fight like a man and not to run like a cowardly woman. On a young man, these words have no effect. The robber again beats our hero with all the speed and strength that he is capable of. But the guy again does not find himself in the place where he had just been. Moving at a frantic speed, the reborn emperor evades Bugei from each attack. The man was exhausted. It's hard for him to breathe. Huge muscles of the robber are not intended for such races. Now the turn of the young man to show his combat abilities. While the bandit is tired, there is a chance to defeat him. Our hero takes off up over his opponent to strengthen his blow with the inertia of his own weight. Tired, but still very strong. Bugei brings his fist for an oncoming blow. A man does not expect a worthy resistance from a weak body of a young man. The master Qin Feng, in turn, collects all power into his fist. The guy is ready to break through the block if necessary. Fists of both opponents are found. At the point of the blow, a huge amount of energy and a powerful shockwave are released. A girl with purple hair is hiding behind a stone. The mistress is very surprised. No one has yet seen that a 9th level blow could stop the 1st level blow, and our rivals are not inferior to each other in force. Both people continue to stand on their feet and withstand the power of their opponent. Emperor Wu Di is covered with the second hand for the next attack. While Bugei is tired, it will be hard for him to survive such an onslaught. The young man with all possible force beats a huge person directly into the jaw. The robber is really not able to stop this movement. Without letting the man come to his senses, our hero immediately jumps and brings his leg for the next attack. The guy beats the pitching in the stomach, using the power of his body and the internal energy of Qi. The weakened bandit does not withstand such pressure and falls without feelings. The Qin Feng master won this difficult battle. His companion is delighted and surprised at the same time. The emperor takes the golden ring from the hand of Bugei. This is a magical artifact, and a young man, he can still be useful. Our hero holds a magic item in an open palm. The ring does not shine with a natural light. The beauty with purple hair thought, "Defeat the enemy at 8 levels higher than yours." This boy is not as simple as it seems. The beautiful mistress embarrassedly asks the young man to take her to the Lanshan prefecture. There, the Qin Feng master will be able to get a decent reward. Emperor Wu Di does not mind. The young man still needs to improve, and rare herbs and drugs will not interfere with the guy at all. Suddenly, a metal dart appears from the forest, flying directly into our hero. The young man stops the deadly gun with 2 fingers. Our friends appear people with outstanding combat and magical abilities. The hostess of the trading pavilion rejoices like a child. The girl recognizes one of the attackers. This is her Uncle Liu. The formidable warrior soothes the young mistress. Now these fighters will quickly deal with a villain who abducted the beauty. Virgin with purple hair calmly objects that this young man is not a criminal, but a savior. And without the help of Qin Feng, she would no longer be alive. Mr. Liu is sincerely embarrassed. He just almost killed the savior of his niece. The man invites everyone to follow his estate together. After some time, a small caravan of our hero with his new friends calls into the courtyard of a huge house. Their movements are watched by 2 unknown people. These are our leaders of the robbers. Their insidious plan failed due to the intervention of the young master Feng. The bandits decide to follow the victims a little. After some time, our hero misses the palace of the trading pavilion. The young man needs special ingredients to prepare a new potion for improvement. A rested and recovered girl with purple hair is approaching the guy. The beauty again thanks the young man for their help. The reborn emperor is affably interested in the young Virgo about her health. How the wounds healed, and what is the general well-being. The hostess of the Qinzheng pavilion feels wonderful. The girl experiences the warmest feelings for our hero. If not for the master of Feng, it would no longer be. Suddenly, a flying dragon appears above the heads of friends. A long green monster is going to sink right next to a couple. On the back of the magic, the creation sits a horseman. The violet hair color of the young man gives out a relative of the mistress of a trading house. The young maiden is very happy and warmly welcomes her brother Na Lan Xinghai. It can be seen that there is a strong connection between loved ones. A man releases his dragon for a while. Now the animal does not need its owner and can rest calmly. Mr. Nalan heard what happened to his sister and brought some medicines, and also a rejuvenating ointment. The beautiful virgin represents the brother of her savior. If not for this young man, relatives would not communicate. Our hero calmly welcomes a new friend. Emperor Wu Di shyly replies that he did nothing special. The guy was just lucky to be in the right place at the right time. Do not attract excess attention. A young man with purple hair is very pleasant to the modesty of his new friend. The young man promises the savior of the sister to any reward for his choice. Our hero, without hesitation, passes the owner of the ingredients to the owner of the house that he needs for alchemical experiments. The great master is very surprised at the drugs that the savior of the young mistress asks. All these funds are very rare and expensive. Mr. Nalan Shinghai is ready to cover all the costs of drugs. This is not a big price for the salvation of your beloved sister. The master Feng is grateful to his new comrade. Another young man appears at the gates of the estate who makes fun of our hero. Is it really a poor non-teaching can create something sensible? The girl immediately alarms. Apparently, a beautiful person is not very happy to see this arrogant person. Mr. Jin Wang, taking out the medicine from his pocket, says that for a master from the kingdom of physical force, a great reward is not needed. There will be enough bottle for hardening the body. The young man throws a jar with the drug of the Wu-Di Earth Reborn Emperor. Such a dismissive gesture should immediately show who is here in what place. The young Mr. Feng did not even think to react to such a gesture. The bottle crashed at his feet. Is the Wang master so cheaply evaluating the girl's life? The young man instantly flashes to the insult. It was not enough for some kind of garbage to show its character. Mr. Jin instantly rushes to attack our hero. The master Feng calmly beats off a dangerous attack with a simple block. A girl with purple hair intervenes in disassembly. No one is allowed to arrange riots in the territory of the trade pavilion. Jin Wang, understanding the consequences, immediately apologizes for his act. The young man just wanted to see what the guy has skills. The beauty is still angry, but Emperor Wu Di putting his hand on her shoulder, she calms the beautiful person. As a specialist in the Association of Alchemists, the young man advises to take a special furnace for drugs for the manufacture of medicine. Young Feng says that he himself can buy the necessary stove in a trading house. Here you can buy anything. Wang Master laughs. A good stove costs a lot of money, and in a poor, quality furnace, and the potion will not turn out to be of high quality. The girl stood up for the savior and says that she will give everything necessary at her own expense. But our hero calmly reports that he himself is able to pay for the goods. Jin Wang is angry. Apparently the guy likes the mistress of the pavilion. And for some reason, the girl calmly allows this impudent to touch herself. You need to put Qin Feng in place. An impudent young man offers to use a black turtle furnace to prepare a potion from those ingredients that are on the list. The surrounding people are a little shocked by the offer. After all, this stove costs at least 10,000 gold coins. Our hero modestly says that such a stove is probably not much suitable for his research. Perhaps there is something better. The young man is lost. Why say such things if there is no money? The Wang master offers a white tiger stove and, if the young man doesn't pay, Jin cuts his finger. Our hero calmly agrees to the dispute, but in response, it suggests cutting off the finger to the instigator of the dispute if the young man still can pay. In the courtyard of the estates, servants take out a high-quality and well-decorated furnace for the preparation of complex drugs. The reborn emperor stops the servants. This tool is far from the best solution. Perhaps the bake of the sky dragon is more suitable. Jin Wang is very surprised at the words of the young man. Such a stove will cost at least 80,000 gold coins. Where does this garbage come from? Embelated Mr. Wang demands to find and deliver the ordered goods. And then the guy will be able to cut off his hand to the presumptuous insolent. Servants bring a new stove to the courtyard of the trading pavilion. This tool for real professionals and costs their money. The Jin Master takes out his blade and, readily fulfill the promise, asks the guest to show the money. Our hero raises his hand up and a bright radiance appears from the ring obtained from the robber. This magical artifact is something like a bag, only more compact. Their light falls out of this light 100,000 coins with gold. On the face of Jin Wang, surprise, contempt, and wild fear are written. It looks like a young man drove himself into a trap. 2 days later, the lady with purple hair in the courtyard of the trading pavilion asks the janitor, "Where is the master Qin Feng?" The worker replies that from last night the young man was at home. The reborn emperor of the planet meditates in his chambers, continuing to improve his spirit and body. A heavenly dragon's furnace works next to the guy, making the necessary drugs for the transformation of a young man. A beautiful mistress enters the room. The girl thinks that her friend is still sleeping and came to wake the young man. But our hero, not at this time instead of rest, picks up a tablet made in the stove. A huge flow of energy comes from this medicine. Qin Feng swallows a miracle remedy in front of the lovely virgin. Now we will find out how good the drug was made. The young master literally pierces the energy of Qi, impregnated with the universe. The spirit of the master is transformed in front of his companion. The girl is again amazed at the guy's abilities. In just a few days, our hero managed to achieve the second level of physical strength. Emperor Wu Di, of course, is glad, but this is just the second level. The path for improving is still very long. Meanwhile, some strange phenomenon is moving from the valley to the city. A specific smell quickly spreads to the entire district. Inhaling a pleasant aroma, the inhabitants of the city feel how their bodies become many times stronger. It looks like this smell belongs to a magical place. A servant runs into the room to our heroes with the urgent news. A mysterious place has opened. People in panic in a hurry to the mountain Tianduan, where the source is supposedly located. Beauty in confusion. A mysterious place is a very rare occurrence. She can promise good profit. But to everything, such a place attracts all magic creatures. The young maiden orders the servant to urgently transfer the news to the owner of the estate and collect a detachment of warriors on a campaign to Mount Tianduan. Madam calls Qin Feng with him. The young man calmly refuses a flattering sentence. In fact, the guy is not interested in this phenomenon, and he will prefer to stay here and continue training. The girl leaves the room slightly surprised by the answer of the young man. Everyone in the district is in a hurry to use a unique opportunity. Just not this strange young man. Above the horizon, overshadowing the sun, the green dragon of the brother of the mistress of the pavilion appears. Now Lan Xinghai reports that the prefecture has already sent a signal throughout the mainland. The master calls his sister to go with him and the army of the pavilion to the mysterious place. This news is heard by Jin Wang. The Association of Alchemists should also collect the army and gain benefits from this phenomenon. The young Mr. Wang with his servants is in a hurry to get to Tianduan's Mount the Tiari to get the treasure of a mysterious place. The news quickly spreads and reaches the bandits. Men also decide to postpone the task and profit from a rare occurrence. A special blade arrives at the Black Fire School. This is a message from the Lanshan Prefecture. Urgent news is delivered to the main hall of the elder of the school. The young Qin Ying is also present here with his teacher. Gu Yu asks the master of permission to take a student with him and quickly go to explore the mysterious place. The elder orders the young man to take a small detachment of warriors with him, but leave the beautiful Ying at school. Her power is not completely under the control of the girl. The great warrior thanks the master for trust and promises to fulfill all orders. The master Gu Yu, as always, will not let down his school. After time, already at the foot of the mountain, people are desperately fighting with magical wild monsters. Mr. Jin Wang is trying to break through dangerous creatures. But this does not work out. There are too many creatures attracted by the smell from the entire district. At this time, our hero calmly meditates in his room. The guy continues to improve his body, and he manages to think about the current situation. All monsters have already arrived on the mountain Tianduan, and this means that it's time to start the search for the rarest magic ingredients for new drugs. The reborn emperor collects things and leaves his room. Now you need to use a unique opportunity while all magical creatures are distracted. Our hero stops the guard and offers to take more weapons with him. There are so many wild animals on the mountain that you can't do without special means. The guards are very surprised that the young man does not even need a small knife. They do not know that the Fang Master will be busy with a completely different business. While all the inhabitants, grabbing any weapon in their hands, hurries to the mountain as soon as possible to get the treasure of the mysterious place, Mr. Wu Di calmly goes in the opposite direction. The young man leisurely reached the Tianduan Valley. While all the monsters are near a mysterious place, you can safely wander around the environs. The young man comes across a sheet of a fiery dragon, a very rare plant. In the future, it can be useful. The guy is pleased with himself. Moving further, the reborn emperor of the planet finds many more useful flowers, fruits, and roots. Our hero is satisfied. Qin Feng has already gathered a full bag and barely carries it. And the ingredients are not over. Suddenly, a group of people appears behind the Wu Di master. Men advise the young man not to resist and calmly give everything that he has valuable. Mr. Feng guesses that these are robbers. The guy is not afraid at all. On the contrary, I am glad about the opportunity to make it possible. A quick brawl is tied. The young man, using his abilities, moves so quickly that the bandits cannot do anything while in the dust club. After a minute, the whole crowd of stripped and disarmed men in a hurry leaves the meeting place with an unknown guy. The robbers shout after they will take revenge on the Glacier Valley. At the same time, the elders of the Ice Warriors are discussing the strategy of capturing the treasures of a mysterious place. A lot of warriors from other clans went to the mountain of Tianduan. The conversation of the masters is interrupted by a group of frightened soldiers. Separate men complain about a lonely traveler who dared to touch them. The elder indicates the need to capture treasures now and only then deal with any cut. Madame Glasnova Valley orders the soldiers to dress and go with them. Later, people will have the opportunity to take revenge on the offender. Now, every extra hands are important. Meanwhile, near the mysterious place, people were able to defeat almost all wild magical creatures. It was an epic battle, but now you can enter the magical portal. The owner of the trading pavilion notes that the strange aroma begins to disappear. Suddenly, all the monsters rushed away from the mysterious place. Similar to the loss of smell, animals lost interest in this valley and each went to their place. But on the way of this horde, rushing magical creatures are frightened people. The first group of warriors does not have time to do anything. Creatures scatter men in different directions like toys. The rest of the fighters in a hurry manage to jump into neighboring trees. Anyone who gets into this meat grinder is doomed. The master of the Association of Alchemists grabs the nearest barrel. Being ahead of others, the young man is the first behind the torn herd. Jin Wang jumps down and understands that he has great chances to get to the treasure first. Not paying attention to the fact that some of his people are injured and others may also need help, the guy with undisguised pleasure rushes into the portal. The mighty warrior of Nalan Qinghai becomes on the way of the young man. The man will do everything necessary so that the Nalan family gets the first in the mysterious place. Suddenly, a master with purple hair notices an ice bird flying directly into it with a sharp, like a blade with a beak. Mr. Qinghai, in the last moment, manages to dodge. The creation hits a stone and turns into a puddle of water. Who dared to attack a warrior? The elders of the Ice Valley smile at the stupidity of people. Everyone fought so stubbornly with monsters for the right to pass to treasures, but only smart warriors will pass without human losses. The best student of the Black Fire School appears immediately. The master will not allow the soldiers of the cold to get treasures. The owner of the pavilion looks with horror at the gathered fighters. It seems to be brewing a serious fight, and it is completely unknown who will come out of such a situation alive. Mr. Liu stops arguing people. It turns out that the mysterious place repels even the true soldiers of the Kingdom of Yuan. No one can go. A girl with purple hair objects. When she went to the portal, this place did not push the beauty. Even a weak aroma appeared again. All gathered in shock. Only the masters of the Kingdom of Great Physical Force are able to enter the mysterious place. At this time, our hero reached the Dragon's Dragon. This place blows different interesting treasures. All the rare ingredients that come across the Emperor Wu Di, the young man with great pleasure puts in his bag. In the depths of the cave, the young man discovers a place where a large number of bones are dumped in a heap, and at the wall there is a huge axe. Behind the back of the Qin Feng master appears an immense gorilla with fiery red eyes. It looks like the monsters have already returned from a mysterious place. The reborn emperor of the planet from all legs rushes away from a dangerous cave. No power is enough to overcome this bloodthirsty creature. Having run a decent distance, our hero notices a group of people ahead. Perhaps it will be possible to switch the attention of the monster to these poor fellows. While everyone is arguing who will enter the portal first, the master of the Black Fire School notes that the earth around was trembling. This is not a typical phenomenon for these places. Then a beauty with purple hair notes her friend. The girl is very scared. After all, a huge beast is chasing behind the master Qin Feng. The rest of the people also notice a wild animal. Out of fear, the master's eyes from the Association of Alchemists become round, like saucers. The giant monkey from the Dragon of the Cave also notices the assembled warriors. Now, the creation will have anger on a lump. The fighters, which were dumbfounded with fear, escort the Emperor running past them with a bag behind them. Our hero only manages to say hello to people. The guy has no desire to stop and meet face to face with an angry beast. Magic creation begins to rage people in different directions. The Qin Feng master is very apologized. But this is better than the guy himself falls into the clutches of the monster. Jin Wang screams after the Emperor of threats and curses. The young man thinks that Mr. Feng specially brought this creature in order to prevent anyone from entering the portal. The angry young man decides to take revenge on our hero for all the insults caused to him. The guy catch up with the Master Wu Di. The gentleman from the Association of Alchemists instantly rushes on the attack, trying to strike a runner in the back. The reborn Emperor of the planet at the last moment manages to dodge. The beauty with purple hair is trying to stop the fight. They are already in danger. The master of the glacial valley stops the mistress of the trading pavilion. The cold warrior prefers not to stop the skirmish and see what the outcome will be. The young man notes the decision made by the horsemen of the Eagle's Drads. Mr. Qin Feng will still remember the meanness of these warriors, and the young man continues his desperate attacks on our hero. Without removing a heavy bag, the reborn emperor successfully evades. After the last attack, Jin Wang, the young master, removes the bag from his shoulders and takes out one of the drugs collected from it. The skillfully abandoned dragon fruit flies directly to the attacker from the Association of Alchemists. A strange plant gets to Mr. Wang directly in the face. The young man writhes, anticipating hellish pain. Our hero notes that gruel from this fruit will not do any harm. The fetus has only a rejuvenating effect. Well, another pleasant smell that can attract the gorilla. The angry young man instantly calms down. The meaning of what has been said begins to reach the guy. At this time, a wild magical creature captures the excellent aroma of his favorite delicacy and directs his eyes of a surprised person. Without thinking twice, the monkey from the dragon of the cave rushes at the guy, so raising the sweet fruit that caught his face. The young man rushes away from all his feet from this terrible monster. Jin Wang forgets about all the insults with fear. The Master Qin Feng says for a long time with an annoying young man, "This gorilla will divert the attention of Mr. Wang for some time." A reborn emperor recalls the vile warriors of the cold. "I figured out one problem, now I have to solve another." The gentleman from the glacial valley recalls how recently the guy was a section and robbed the warriors of the cold. And this should be answered. Master Feng with a laugh explains that people first attacked him. The young man just defended himself. The best student of the Blackfire School is surprised at what he heard. It turns out that a simple boy was able to beat the best warriors of the glacial valley. A beauty with purple hair is once again amazed at how my new friend is mysterious and multifaceted. Enervated for the insulting insult, the Orlo dragon warrior accuses the young man of deceit. Now the life of a young man will break right now. A man calls on the spirit of the cold and all his magic. The master becomes in a fighting rack with the absolute intention of killing an arrogant person. The ice fighter is stopped by the hand of the best warrior of the Blackfire School. Young Gong Yun objects that this case does not concern the young man, but the warrior objects. Sister Qin Feng is his student. And this means that the master of the Glacial Valley will have to deal with the fighters of the Blackfire School. Mr. Gong Yun is angry. Is the great warrior ready to start the war between the clans because of some boy? The guy objects that if the warriors of the cold decide to take revenge of a commoner from the kingdom of physical strength, then the riders can simply lose dignity. Our hero grinning cheerfully. Nothing in fact having done, the young man was able to drive his opponents into the corner. And any solution will bring them more harm than good. The elder of the Ice Valley intervenes in the conversation. The woman remembers all the insults inflicted by the young men from the Shen family and ending with this moment. The girl throws off the mask and, not letting anyone come to her senses, rushes at the reborn emperor of the planet. The young Master Feng recognizes this snake with green hair. It seems insidiousness and fraud are an integral part of the Shen family. An embittered woman strikes an insidious blow to the back of our hero using her magic. The young man manages to dodge, but the Ice Phoenix, strengthened by the school of the Glacial Valley, continues his movement. Emperor Wu Dai, using only his strength and without removing the bag from his shoulders, it breaks the magical creation with one hand. The girl continues to attack. Whatever physical strength the young man possesses, he would never defeat the spirit of the 5th level, strengthened by the magic of cold. The young Mr. Feng beats the ice arrows that fall on him, it seems, from all sides. Using pumped physical strength, the master moves at such a speed that it calmly dodges dangerous magic objects. Jumping from side to side, the guy easily overcomes the attack of Madame Xinyue. But for a long time, this could not last. One of the arrows touches the young man. The humiliated spouse rejoices the opportunity to take revenge on the offender. Now, a woman will be able to get even for everything that the Qin Feng master did. Something strange happens. In the place where the arrow had just hit our hero, a large cloud of dust formed. This should not be. Suddenly, a reborn emperor flies out of this dusty fog, licking his fist for his blow. A woman in a panic is trying to block an insidious attack, but it turns out with difficulty. The young lady simply did not expect such a movement. The guy's fist falls directly into the surprised face of the beautiful virgin. Shan Xinyue simply has no chance to resist the pressure of a young man. The second level of the kingdom of physical force makes itself felt. A girl with green hair serves to the ground. The ex-spouse rises to his feet. Once again, the defeated and humiliated woman is angry with Mr. Qin Feng. Yang Gongyun enters the fight. The cold warrior intends to avenge his mistress at all. An ice ball flies right on our warrior. A girl with purple hair is in earnest for her friend. The guy again dodges a magic blow. The young man was not going to go to a mysterious place, but he looked like a choice. The master of the Ice Valley uses the whole power of his spirit to finally finish off the presumptuous boy. On the face of the mistress of the trading pavilion, wild horror is reflected. It seems that these are the last moments of the life of a young man. At the last moment, the reborn emperor of the planet manages to jump into the portal of a mysterious place. The magic ball, released by Yang Gongyun, hit the entrance to another dimension, but doesn't penetrate inside. The strongest shockwave spreads only on this side of the door. The beautiful mistress is very pleased with the outcome of a difficult situation. Her friend remained unharmed and was able to fool his enemies again. The warrior of the Ice Valley wants to follow our hero and orders his guards to follow him in the portal. The owner of the pavilion is also not going to stand aside. Together with the Master Liu, they are going to follow a young man. The best student of the Blackfire School does not want to stay away. The guy is obliged to protect Feng Master and follow him. At the entrance to the mysterious place, the crowd gathers and decide who will enter the treasures and who will remain. Each of those present continues to bend its line. At the same time, somewhere in the Tianduan Mountains, two men have a strange conversation. Qin Se reports to the prince that his family has gathered enough warriors. The young man is proud to report that he is ready to catch even the master of the kingdom of Yuan. Now possessing such a force, a man is able to destroy all people of the kingdom of physical strength. Li Yuandao laughs pretty. If everything comes out as planned, the prince will be able to use the mysterious place and take the throne. And when this happens, the assistant clan will become one of the main in the entire empire. The young warrior thanks the owner for trust. The young man also hurried to assure that the Qin family will pass through the fire and water for the sake of his prince. Mr. Yuandao recalls that he heard a nugget with interesting abilities in the Qin clan in the city of Tianshui. SI master to rush to assure your master that this line of the clan is of no interest for their work. Suddenly, Zhu Deling intervenes in the conversation from the Xuanhuo martial arts school. The young man immediately puts Qin master. Mr. Se is not satisfied with such a daring young man's trick. A man is going to teach a lesson to this impudent boy. Dealing Master takes out a fiery talisman who is able to destroy even a warrior from the Yuan kingdom. Another step, and the guy will apply this formidable weapon. The man was confused. On the one hand, the duty of honor calls on to answer. On the other hand, this powerful artifact, which deprives the master of Se of any chance of victory. Prince Yuandao intervenes in the dispute. His Highness feels calm and welcomes his brother in the weapons of Zhu. Mr. Li introduces the servant Qin to the Master Deling. Once the young man was a mentor of the Emperor at the Xuanhuo martial arts school. Mr. is glad that the old comrade has such a weapon. The young man shows a whole bunch of such fiery talismans. Artifacts gave his master so that the young man at a meeting with Qin Feng could help this person. And in another part of the continent, a beautiful maid is catching up with her friend and savior behind the aisle to the mysterious place. It looks like the world beyond the borders of the portal has not changed in any way. Our hero is interested in why the girl followed him. The beauty confusedly discourages, as if she could not leave her savior alone in danger. The Master Feng objects that there is no danger to him. But the young man is glad of the company of such a sweet virgin. The guy is looking for grass of heavenly soul here. In a girl with purple hair, in surprise, already his eyes on her forehead climbed. This rare drug ingredient is almost like a treasure. He just has no price. Beauty, in joy, asks her friend to help her in the search for this beautiful plant. After all, the baby also does not mind finding this grass. The reborn emperor refuses his girlfriend. A guy himself needs this plant. In addition, it still will not help the girl. The heavenly soul does not act on everyone. The lovely virgin tries to touch the young man and begins to talk about her childhood. Mr. Wu Di interrupts a girlfriend. The young man has no desire to listen to tearful stories. Yes, and there is no time for this. The beauty was even surprised. Suddenly, a huge worm with a gigantic mouth appears from under the ground, dotted with many sharp teeth. Our hero closes his companion from a dangerous beast. The Master Feng orders the girl to step aside. The reborn emperor of the planet calms his beautiful companion. This creation is of course dangerous, but the master also has a couple of surprises. The words of a young man do not really act on the girl. Despite anything, she worries about her companion, and our hero bounces up. The guy begins a long-forgotten reception of a blue explosive fist. Bringing his hand to strike, the master concentrates magical energy at one point. With all his power, Mr. Feng imprints an explosive fist into the body of a worm. A powerful shockwave does not give a magical essence any chance. Continuing an ancient technique, blows with fists fall on a monster at a frantic speed, giving rise to shock energy inside the creation. After a moment, the worm breaks into pieces. A powerful and long-forgotten attack gave rise to a blue explosion directly in the insides of the animal. Having finished his attack, the young man falls to the ground, while hundreds of pieces, which were previously powerful and dangerous monster, fall around him. A girl with purple hair is once again surprised at the boy's abilities. She read a fragment about this reception in the archive of the Trade Pavilion. In one of the pieces of the former worm, there is a spiritual stone. From it, you can make an excellent drug. The young man takes a magic object and pleased puts it in his ring. There, where he hid a bag with the rest of the rare ingredients. The beauty thanks her savior. The Feng master again managed to survive in a difficult test and still benefit from this. It seems that the young lady is experiencing warm feelings for the guy. The reborn Emperor Wu Di captures a strange aroma. So the grass smells of heavenly soul. It looks like our hero is on the right track. Mr. Qin Feng grabs the beauty by the hand and hurries to quickly get to the source of a rare aroma. A girl with purple hair is upset. She does not hear any smell. And not surprising. The guy has a gift of rebirth, which gives the young man special opportunities. Approaching a mysterious and very rare plant, our friends notice a crowd of monsters attracted by a pleasant aroma of the flower. The young maiden is very frightened. These wild animals are able to kill anyone. They are also intoxicated by the smell of heavenly grass. Wu Di Master is full of strength and energy. The guy is ready to deal with magical creatures. Now these creatures are the only barrier between him and the flower. The Emperor rushes into battle. The pumped abilities of our hero allow him to easily destroy monsters one after another. Carrying out quick attacks, the young man straightens out with magical creatures with such a speed that wild animals simply do not have time to react. A girl with purple hair is frightened and surprised at the same time. In just a few minutes, her companion figured out all the monsters, not particularly straining. The reborn emperor of the planet Wu Di stops, pleased with itself. Around the guy, dust clubs fly. Suddenly, our hero hears a rustle in the bushes behind him. Perhaps this is another monster came to the aroma of heavenly grass. Unknown at an unreal speed, rushes at the young man, waving a sharp blade. This creature is not like a monster, but also to a person. While the beauty is in slight horror, Mr. Qin Feng understands that he is dealing with a shadow of a third level with a sword of a horned dragon. Perhaps the creation gained more forces near a rare plant. But this creature is just a puppet. The shadow again attacks a young man. A curved blade is very sharp, and one touch to its blade can cause terrible torment. The Emperor puts a magic block at the lunge of the creature. The young man understands that this creature does not know how to use the sword, but simply waving it. The young man tries to impose response, but the magical creation does not particularly react to these miserable attempts. The mistress of the trading pavilion comes to the rescue. The lovely virgin uses the rain of light blades. The shadow easily copes with this hail of magic arrows, using the advantages of the mighty weapon of dragons. The Feng Master uses this moment while the creature is distracted and accelerates to apply the creature of the strongest blow. Using all his power of the physical kingdom, the young man in the jump beats a dangerous creation with a knee right in the head. Dangerous magical creature without memory flies back to a bunch of corpses left from people who wanted to get heavenly grass. A girl with purple hair sincerely rejoices in victory. Moreover, this time the beauty also put her hand to this. Joy did not last long. The haze of corpse gas stretched from corpses to the magical creation like an octopus tentacle. The shadow is resurrected. It seems so easy to defeat this creature will not work. Our friends will have to come up with something else. Our hero freezes for a while. The young man is feverishly trying to understand which technique should be applied to a soulless creature. Meanwhile, the shadow is covered with a sharp blade of a horned dragon to our mistress from the Qinzheng pavilion. The girl is dumbfounded by what is happening. A rebirth emperor appears between the monster and his companion. The guy intercepts the blade of the sword with 2 fingers. Immediately, the young man calls on his spirit of fire and forms a magic flame for stringing a decisive blow. Qin Feng directs the eternal blue fire directly into the magical creature. The flame breaks the shadow from the inside. Our hero explains to the girl with purple hair that the monster will soon resurrect. The guys should hurry and quickly take the grass of the heavenly soul. The young man approaches a rare fruit and reaches out with one hand, trying to tear the coveted treasure from the ground. Suddenly, the reborn emperor of the planet flies back, like an scalded one. On the palm of the guy where he touched the plant, a strange spot can be seen. The young man looks at his hand in surprise. The grass has a great destructive force. This is strange because the plant shouldn't hurt. Next to unusual grass from all sides, revived dead people appear. The monsters slowly slide closer to the plant of the heavenly soul. The beauty looks at this horde of corpses with fright. And Mr. Wu Di seems to understand what's the matter. This fruit is very similar to the one he was looking for. But this is just the grass of the soul of the dead man. Our hero takes a companion by the hand and tries to leave from here to leave, simultaneously explaining the beauty of the difficult situation. The young maiden for the first time hears about such a plant. While the grass is somewhere nearby and emits the aroma, the plant can control the corpses of any creatures, like puppets. Our friends are in a hurry to leave this valley and get out of a mysterious place. There is no real treasure, only death. A girl with purple hair is trying to go through the portal, but she doesn't succeed. The passage does not let anyone back. The young master understands what's the matter. Now the guys will have to either deal with the mystery of this place or wait until someone else will tear this grass. Our heroes come back. The mountains of the corpses of magic monsters can be resurrected and become puppets literally at any moment. In the clearing, drawn by the wonderful aroma of the plant, the army of the Ice Valley appears. Warriors are happy that they found treasures first. A crowd of cold soldiers notices the young Mr. Qin Feng with his companion. The guy invites everyone to leave this place, otherwise everyone will die. The horsemen of the Eagle Drads only laugh in response. Men believe that they are held by the fools and try to fool them. A small army surrounds young people. The warriors of the Glacial Valley also recall the insulting their clan and want to take revenge on the offender. The beauty reminds the masters of the cold magic that the trading pavilion also sent people to this place. And if the fighters begin a fight, it can develop into a conflict between the clans. The warriors are sure that there is no one nearby and blood, no one is nearby, and no one will know about the death of a lovely girl. People rush to the attack. Remembering how strong their opponent is, men from the Ice Valley decide to attack all together at the same time. Next to the crowd of people, the dead shadow of the dead man with the magic blade of the dragon stands. The creature does not care about the conflict between the audience. This creature is eager to kill. The warriors of the cold were confused. The shadow begins to cut them one after another. It seems that there is a great danger than a couple of young people. Enraged and distraught masters of cold throw themselves at a soulless creature, forgetting about our friends and rightly determining the main danger. The battle doesn't last long. The lifeless puppet easily and unobtrusingly pumps the fighters of the Ice Valley one after another. The reborn emperor of the planet is amazed at the stupidity of some representatives of mankind. What an absurd death even for the eternal cold clan. The smell emanating from the flower intensified, and other people who penetrated the mysterious place. The young Meister Qin Feng grabs the companion by the hand and quickly takes away from this clearing. It seems that the problems are just beginning. Finding a suitable place, the young man hides the mistress of the merchant pavilion, wanting to save her life. In addition, without a girl, the guy will be easier to cope with the plant. Our hero returned to the valley, where, devouring the energy of the dead, the puppet of the flower of the dead man becomes more and more. Mr. Wu Dai calls for his pumped magic. This problem should be solved as soon as possible. But suddenly, an ice phoenix appears, the animal companion of the former wife of a young man. A dangerous bird with a sharp beak rushes straight to the Feng master. The guy at the last moment manages to dodge the deadly hit of the magical spirit. Blutlered by our hero, Madame Shen Xinyue, this time does not want to miss the opportunity to destroy the hated man once and for all. Another young man with a blade for the advantage appears in the clearing and requires Madame Shen to lag behind the young man. Otherwise, the girl will have to deal with judeling. Another person intervenes in the dispute. The master of the Association of Alchemists will not allow anyone to pick up his treasure. Otherwise, it will have to be dealt with the army of the young man. The young Master Ying warned that Mr. Feng was her brother. So the student of the Blackfire School Daling must protect the young man. The great warrior Zhu with rage is ready to restrain his word and fulfill everything in his power so that Mr. Feng does not cause harm. Shen's snake laughs to the one who dared to let the child into an adult dispute. If the boy does not calm down, the girl will quickly put him in place. The young man takes out a fiery talisman who can kill a person even from the kingdom of Yuan. Daling Master is not going to be scattered in words. The former wife of our hero warns the guy for the last time. The beauty from the kingdom of great physical strength, and her spirit is strengthened by the magic of the Ice Valley. The young gentleman boldly rushes into a fight, waving his sword and launching the magic of fiery talismans. The strongest ice blow falls right in the young martial arts of the Black Fire School. Fiery talismans burn in the flame of a freezing cold. Ice Phoenix destroys magic artifacts and stops the bold boy. Some incomprehensible person observes the eyes of the shadows of the Merva. The fighting spirit of the 5th level is attracted by the interest of the unknown. The monster enters the dispute, waving his blade in all directions. Madame Shen is surprised by the appearance of this creature. The girl has not seen such a creature yet. The reborn Emperor Wu Di warns everyone to stop his squabbles. The creature is very strong and able to kill everyone in this meadow. Taking the opportunity to our hero is addressed by the Master Qin Se. A man offers a Qin family from Tianshui to join the Qin clan from the imperial capital. The gentleman tells the young man about the advantages of such a step. Indeed, in fact, the same family can intensify many times. The young Master Feng interrupts an interesting story to him and leaves. Now is not the time to engage in such nonsense. Turning around, Emperor Wu Di warns a surprised man that if they cannot find the one who controls the puppet, all the people here will die in the end. The shadow licks in anticipation of new forces when he receives this powerful military spirit. The monster rushes a surprised girl. The former wife of Mr. Feng cannot understand why this creature shows such interest in her. The blade from the dragon horn moves towards the surprised lady. The master of cold magic uses his capabilities to put a block out of an ice block. Qin Feng warns a young man from a Black Fire School as soon as possible to leave here and find a place where you can hide and wait. The young man is surprised by such a proposal of our hero. But Mr. Wu Di says this to everyone in the clearing. It is necessary to pick up all surviving people and hide in the forest. Meanwhile, the beautiful virgin sends the magic of the cold pyramid on the dead man. Despite the good protection of the monster, a powerful stream of ice blades collapses onto the shadow. Madame Shen is satisfied. This magical creature was not so terrible. Although the creature forced the former wife of the girl to hide like a coward, the dead creature breaks the shackles of the cold and continues its attack. It seems that the young Master Xin Yue has no chance to survive. Our hero rushes to the aid of the ex-wife. If the monster intensifies the 5th level combat spirit, even the guy does not have the strength to fight him. Using great physical strength, Mr. Feng rushes at a dangerous creature. With a blow of the leg in the jump, the young man throws off the shadow back. Without stopping, the reborn emperor of the planet attacks with his feet, reinforced by the new capabilities of the master. All this happened so quickly that the young mistress only managed to fall, amazed by the next powerful blow of the monster. The girl is perplexed why the master Feng helped her, but the guy explains that the creature becomes stronger with every new death. If the mistress is going to die now, the young man, in fact, will be anyway. Meanwhile, the shadow was reborn again and rose to continue the battle. This creature is able to do this indefinitely. The young gentleman orders the ex-wife to escape and hide as soon as possible. Weak masters have no chance against the dead man. The young beauty is angry. Repeated humiliation from this boys plus the tone did their job. The psyche of the young mistress does not stand. The woman races at the young master Wu Di. Her anger is so strong that Madame is ready to die, but just prevent herself from humiliating herself again. Our hero easily reflects the powerful stream of ice magic and inflicts a response to the enemy. The girl falls to the ground without strength. Pain and despair pierces the heart of Mrs. Shen. Once again, she was publicly humiliated by a boy who was supposed to die for a long time. The master Qin Feng viciously orders the ex-wife to fail away from here. Additional corpses will only strengthen their common enemy now. The rest of those present are struck by the capabilities of the young man. Mr. Zhu Deling generally arrived here only at the request of Qin Ying to help her brother. The hostess of the Qinzheng Trading Pavilion also cannot believe how many times the girl was surprised by this mysterious young man, and does not stop surprising. Emperor Wu Di looks at the shadow. When the monster appeared for the last time, the whole world plunged into the abyss of despair. The ancient master will no longer allow this to happen. Our hero calls his fighting spirit, repeatedly strengthening his already not weak opportunities. The blue fire envelops the body of the young Mr. Qin Feng. Covered with all the magic flame, the guy takes off over his enemy. The rest of the people gathered on the valley look in surprise at the reborn emperor of the planet, not understanding what the young man does. Mr. Wu Di, rising high up, opens a very ancient and long-forgotten ritual of 18 martial arts. The surrounding masters are just in shock. This cannot be. Who is this boy who owns such a strong magic? Our hero becomes in a combat rack, shrouded in all energy fields. The shadow must be destroyed now, otherwise there will be more corpses and the monster is stronger. The dark essence without fear rushes on the attack. In the hands of the creature, the blade of the horned dragon and the monster is not going to give up. Never. The first attack with a sword of a magic monster, and the young man quickly dodges a sharp blade. The monster continues to swing his dangerous weapon without knowing fatigue. The young man continues to dodge. But this cannot continue for a long time. The reborn emperor of the planet is preparing to answer with a counterattack. The spirit of fire helps the Feng master use the hidden reserves of the body. A quick blow by the edge of the palm of arms breaks the blade in half. It seems a guy cannot be stopped. The young master grabs the magical creature by the hand and in the coup throws the monster through himself. Qin Feng's face is calm and focused. The dark monster crashes into the ground with great force. Puffs of dust and stones rise high up. Spectators observe what is happening with open mouths. It was a game of one gate. An invincible creature simply couldn't do anything. Emperor Wu Di continues his attack. This time, the whole strength of the spirit of fire is put into a decisive blow with a foot. This is enough. The swordsman is dead and his vitality is gone. Our hero managed to prevent the invasion of a dark plague. The Master Qin SE decides to use the situation with benefit for himself, and while everyone is distracted by ordering one of his servants to pick up the dead man's soul. The unlucky young man is sneaking to the magical grass, but turns around with fright. It seems his intentions have been seen. The reborn emperor of the planet angrily warns that he will kill in the place of anyone who approaches a dangerous plant. With this infection, it is necessary to end once and for all. The young Master Feng uses his magic and directs blue fire towards the flower. The plant, embraced in a magic flame, begins to leave otherworldly forces. Grass cannot fight with the power of our hero. The gathered people do not understand why the young man destroyed the treasure and did not take advantage of his power. And the Qin Feng Master is on guard. Who knows what else this creature will throw out? In the last attempt to save its life, ancient grass releases many tentacles and attacks a young man. Mr. Wu Di quickly dodges the powerful blows of an ancient dark plant crumbling on a guy. But this is not enough to defeat our hero. Feng Master calls on his magic and wants to solve this problem forever. The young man jumps onto the flower of a dead soul and waves his fists with hammers for a decisive blow. The reborn emperor of the planet beats dark grass with such force that no living creature is able to withstand. A huge crater appeared at the scene of the blow. A withered and lifeless plant lies on the edge of the pit. Our hero wants to take the grass of the dead man's grass, but she breaks out with the last strength and falls into the resulting crater. Suddenly, snow begins to go. Mr. Qin Feng is not poorly surprised. At this time of the year, such weather should not be. In the next instant, a voice is heard from somewhere above. The young man lifts his head up. The young man is assembled and ready for surprises. On the ground in the place where our hero just stood, an unknown person with very strong magic. It looks like this someone intends to kill Wu Di. The reborn emperor of the planet looks at the pit where the grass of the dead man escaped. The guy is surprised how much an ancient plant can be destroyed. Meanwhile, an unknown person continues his desperate attacks. Our hero dodges, using his pumped combat skills. Standing in the rack and ready for a new attack, the young man wants to understand who he is dealing with. Not only does the ancient plant do not want to die, so the guy also interferes with the end of the begun. The young man seems to be. His name is Wei Bing. The man is a master from a glacial valley. The rest of the Cold Warriors were immediately delighted with the appearance of a strong fighter of their clan. Mr. Bing calmly accepts the praise of his counterparts. One of the horsemen of Orlo Dragon is looking forward to the defeat of the Master Qin Feng. After all, a man who has appeared, the owner of the 4th level fighting spirit. Meanwhile, the young warrior from the clan of the Glacial Valley continues its meaningless attacks. Just a girl with the spirit of the 5th level lost. But the meaning of this eludes the newly arrived. Suddenly, a huge magic monster appears from the ground between men. The battle instantly stops. A huge creature that looks like a giant centipede rushes at people. Those who are in a panic run wherever. Mr. Wei Bing threatens our hero. But the Master Wu Di knows this monster. This Ma Lu monster does not attack just like that. Most likely something made him run from the ground. Another person comes out of the crowd. The man becomes defending the degenerated emperor of the planet. No one dares to interfere with the Master Qin Feng. The young man resembles the warrior of the Glacial Valley that the elders of his clan forbade the fighter to start clashes with other clans. Does the young rider really want war with the owners of the pavilion? Wei Bing is very surprised. No one dares to tell the warrior what to do. But how does this upstart know about what the elders of the clan told him? The emperor comes forward and invites everyone to calm down. In the mysterious place, the treasures are enough for everyone. So why spend strength and fight with everyone? The young representative of the Blackfire School behind the Master Feng is also ready to protect the young man. The Glacial Valley has no chance to win, Mr. Bing thinks. Perhaps now it's really not the best time for revenge. Perhaps it will be better to leave your way for now. The horsemen of the cold take the wounded mademoiselle and go away from the valley. Men will still have a chance to get even for the insult. The hostess of the trading pavilion approaches our boyfriend. The girl advises a friend to continue to be more attentive. Fighters of the clan of the Glacial Valley are very insidious. Our hero is now worried only the grass of the dead man. The young man stands on the edge of the funnel and is going to go down. This plant should be done. The emperor is not very eager to go down. A dangerous ancient plant can present many more surprises. Fighters of the Black Fire School are ready to go for the Emperor Wu Di. And even though the young man is scared to go there, he will not leave one comrade. A girl with purple hair is also called to go with a young man and help him defeat magical grass. The emperor, along with his assistant, decides to leave our friends for a while. The treasures will still be others, but only one life. A young warrior with pink hair asks the boss why he wants to follow the cave formed in the ground so much. After all, you can leave everything so. Our hero notices strange words and is interested in a new friend why he called the guy boss. Bold guys reply that they are the students of the sister of the young master, and therefore they consider the young man their master. The reborn emperor of the planet is very glad that his sister was well developed. The efforts of the young man were not in vain. Young people rejoice with their new master. But they recall that Qin Feng still did not answer why the ancient plant wants to find so much. Mr. Feng explains that this mysterious place has its own master, and for some reason, he does not let out people from here. You need to find this creature and find out the reason. The surrounding people, having heard the words of our hero, are in earnest. It only now dawned on them that a trip to a mysterious place is one-way ticket. The young Mr. Wu Di jumps down into the resulting crater. It makes no sense to waste time in vain, giving the monster the opportunity to gain strength. The rest of the friends jump into the crater after the reborn emperor. No one wants to leave his comrade alone, or remain without protection ourselves. Two unknown people watch how people in the clearing were divided into two groups. It seems now the time is for them to pick up their own. One of the men in the hood captures the smell of the breath of the messenger of blood. Perhaps unknown people are waiting for a pleasant surprise. One of the men leaves to tell its owner that the groups were divided and that there are other blood messengers here. The second remained guarding the clearing. After a while, the rest of the bandits arrived in time and killed all the people who remained near the cliff. Only one old man, praying for mercy, offers a good ransom for his life. The leader with white hair with a laugh kills not a young warrior. Why do they need money if the mysterious place is full of wealth? The leader of the leader offers to block the exit from the mysterious place. Then the whole valley will become their bloody battlefield, and all the treasures will also remain bandits. The leader of the gang offers to forge a weapon from a meteorite falling in the mountains. Then no one can stop these people. The people followed by the Qin Feng master gathered inside the cave. It is necessary to decide what to do next. The reborn emperor of the planet clicks with 2 fingers and a fireball appears above his palm, which illuminates all the insides of the dungeon. All people admire. And the gentleman from the central pavilion of the capital is surprised why he does not feel the true power of our hero. The man looks point blank at the young man, trying to understand who exactly deals with. The real potential of the young man is hidden even from a magical look. Mr. Feng turns around, feeling close attention to himself, and the master from the pavilion was very embarrassed. The man is not sure if the guy understands what he is doing. Emperor Wu Di recalls that his comrade from the pavilion has a spirit that can enhance vision. The young man asks to use this opportunity and inspect the cave. The great warrior calls for the power of his military spirit and connects a magical vision that can see much more than usual. Inside the dungeon, the master sees how the presence of a huge number of different magical animals in this place was in this place. Our hero strains a little. It is already strange in itself that due to the presence of the grass of the dead man, such a large cave formed here. The presence of many magic monsters here is also difficult to explain. Next, you need to move with great caution. One of the men accidentally steps on a bone lying underfoot. Christ spreads throughout the dungeon. Young guys cry out in horror. People are afraid of monsters, and in a limited space and in the dark, fear becomes stronger. Qin Feng highlights the open mouth of a terrible creation. This is just fossil. The creature has long been dead. The reborn emperor is interested in Zhen Hui, whether the man saw with his inner gaze something unusual when he entered the mysterious place. The young man is surprised that the master Feng knows so much, but he talks about the talisman who seized the way out of here. This is a special artifact. It consists of aura of rivers, mountains, earth, and heaven. Therefore, it is impossible to see a corner to see by ordinary vision, our hero thought. Definitely the owner of this place pursues some goal, and the sooner the young man will understand what it is, the better. The young master of the Black Fire School asks the guy what to do next. It can be seen that the student is very scared. The conversation of people is interrupted by some rustle. This sound is heard from all sides. Men are on the alert and try to determine the source of oddities. These are stone beetles, merciless earthen creatures. They have magical power. In addition, creatures usually live in huge flocks. The young Emperor Wu Di calls for the spirit of fire and begins to shoot animals in a magic flame. From here, you need to urgently get out. The people running to the other direction stop. They are also full of these beetles. It looks like travelers surrounded. A girl with purple hair asks for help from her friend. By killing the creatures, our hero explains that these are a second-level stone beetle. You can't stand still, otherwise the animals will quickly kill everyone. The young gentleman himself creates a powerful magic ball to hit as many underground creatures as possible. The young man boldly rushes into the thick of the beetles, while the rest cover the ways of the approach from the attack of monsters. A strong blue flame hits magical creatures, destroying them hundreds. Perhaps our friends have a chance to survive. Satellites of the degenerate emperor fight with the misfortune as they can. Stone creations continue to remain from all sides. Young people are desperately trying to save their lives. But a huge amount and size of insects does not make it possible to cope with all the crowds of creatures. Qin Feng looks at his friends and understands that if you do not come up with anything, everyone in this cave is ended. The young man notices a small club about one of the killed people. The guy recalls that this weapon can be very dangerous in skillful hands. Our hero is thrown into a fight. At the same time, the young man orders Mr. Hui urgently looking for a way out. It will not work to kill all the creatures, but the Feng Master will be able to detain them. The reborn emperor of the planet again rushes into the flock of beetles, waving his formidable weapons and calling for all his hidden capabilities to help. The young man is struggling to confront all the arrivals of ruthless insects. A girl with purple hair screams so that people rallied in one narrow area. Distribution reduces the chances of survival against endless beetles. Our hero continues endless attacks, taking on more creatures. But energy is enough only to scatter underground creatures. Qin Feng was so carried away by the battle that he broke his club into 2 parts. The guy looks at the stir of formidable weapons and understands that it is better to carry a high-quality arsenal with him. Continuing to wield 2 halves of the club, the reborn emperor again asks the man to connect his magical gaze and find a way out of this place. Mr. Zhen Hui includes inner vision and begins to explore the cave. This takes a little time, and people who fell into this trap have no time. Suddenly, a young man exclaims joyfully that he found a way out of the dungeon. At 150 meters on the right, the wall is thin, and behind it, the exit outside. Mr. Feng urges everyone to follow him. While the master will clear the way, the rest of the people must rally and cover the rear. The young student of the Black Fire School takes out magic talismans. The young man is ready to use all his possibilities for salvation. The hostess of the trading pavilion follows her friend, who scatters stone beetles in different directions, wielding a broken club like a broom. Young fighters also do not allow the enemy to relax. The guys blurt out new forces of the underground creatures that fit from the rear with their magic. Our hero tells the rest that there is very little left. The main thing is not to relax now, but to make the last important jerk. The reborn emperor of the planet with force breaks through the thin wall of the cave and jumps out. The rest of the people in a hurry leave a dangerous place, rejoicing that salvation is already close. A little more stone beetles will remain with nothing. The satellites of Mr. Qin Feng joyfully exhale. Despite, for nothing, most manage to escape. All this thanks to the help of the great warrior Wu Di. A girl with purple hair asks her friend why he still stays at the entrance to the dungeon and does not run away. The guy understands that stone beetles are too strong. Our hero calls his fighting spirit. The young man wants to fill up the exit from the cave with stones so that the underground monsters could not get out. Using magic and great physical strength, the reborn emperor beats with all power along the rock from above from the entrance to the dungeon. A huge rockfall falls asleep the output in the rock, and the Master Feng depressed departs back. All those present joyfully thank their savior. It was a very wise decision to mug the exit until the underground creatures got out. The young man reminds his friends that the owner of this place does not just use stone beetles and collects corpses. Until people deal with this, they will not be able to leave this land. In the meantime, our hero offers to break the camp, relax a bit, and restore strength. The master's offer is met with a bang. Men really exhausted in a dangerous battle. Meanwhile, somewhere deep in the bowels of the cave, the hand of an unknown person takes the beaten stone beetles. This stranger sends underground creatures to a van filled with blood, so that magic creatures can restore their strength. A strange person looks at the wounded plant of the dead man and is painful for his creatures. A man with red eyes looks at the mountain of corpses brought by his beetles. This blood is not enough to protect all its wards. A man needs more corpses. At the same time, a young prince from the capital of the continent, along with his servant, escaped from a huge mountain monster. A winged monster with a powerful beak is enough and sniffs people like canes. No physical strength is enough to cope with the magical being of the 9th level. In a panic, the emperor asks for the help of the Master Qin. In the end, this is his duty to protect his master. But the young man grabs his blade and attacks the master. While the monster is distracted by the prince, the master has every chance to hide. The young emperor is amazed at the insidious betrayal of his subordinate. And Mr. Qin himself decides to save himself first of all. The winged monster quickly dealt with the young emperor from the capital. The servant uses this opportunity while the creature is busy and is fleeing. In the parking lot, the young Master Feng makes pills from the remains of magical creatures to replenish life energy and increase the possibility of the fighting spirit. The reborn emperor gives out a therapeutic agent to his companions. People rejoice and thank their savior for a great opportunity to improve their physical qualities. For himself, the young man created a drug from a group of different monsters. This tablet should strengthen the physical capabilities of the young master. Having accepted the medicine, our hero sits down to meditate and increase his combat skill. The surrounding people are surprised by the persistence of their comrade. Despite fatigue, Qin Feng continues to work on himself. After some time, Emperor Wu Di reaches a new level of perfection. Now the young man has a chance in the battle with dangerous creatures of a mysterious place. Meanwhile, a man who rushed to die, his master tries to escape from a dangerous mountain monster of the 9th level. The Qin master stumbles and falls right at the feet of a nearby person. The traitor plaintively asks for help and salvation from a dangerous magical creation. Young people are very unhappy with the appearance of a man. Moreover, this man broke their disguise and exposed the shelter. The frightened gentleman asks, begging for help, and he hopes to escape while the monster is engaged in these people. The reborn emperor of the planet calmly comes out alone against the terrible monster. The young man needs to check his new pumped combat skills. The Feng master dramatically jumps into the air. A surprised magic creature looks directly into the face of a brave opponent. The guy beats his foot on the beak of the beast, distracting his attention and using this attack in order to push off. With the second jump, our hero covers his new weapon, sharp as a knife blade. The young gentleman is not going to deal with the monster for a long time. A quick and accurate blow of a great warrior amazes the mountain monster right in the neck. The monster has no chance. The young man notices a ring on the wing of a defeated animal with a clip of chain. Is it really someone was able to keep the 9th level monster on a leash? It looks like the owner of this place is very dangerous. The master of the Qin clan from the capital of the continent cannot believe his eyes. A person is not able to defeat such a beast, especially so fast. The rest of the people rejoice at their friend. The young gentleman recalls that the frightened man was with the prince of the continent. Apparently, the owner of this trader is already in the stomach of the monster. Our hero is interested in the rescued guest, where his patron has gone. After all, it is very strange that the guard is alive while his master is dead. Maybe everyone should tell everyone about the courage of a man who left the prince of the continent and his master. The guy from the capital is very scared by the possible prospects of such a gesture. The reborn Emperor Wu Di offers a coward to pay a ransom of 1 million gold coins, and then perhaps his secret will be preserved. And for more conviction, the young man puts the tip of the spear to the face of the man who thrown his master. On cowards, such things work better than any arguments. The master of the Qin clan from the capital cries, trying to pray mercy from a young man. This is a very large amount of money, but the young man gives a coward paper to write a receipt. A frightened and desperate man puts his signature with blood on a debt receipt. He was simply deprived of any choice. The reborn emperor of the planet notices a precious bracelet on the trader's wrist, this cute, trinket, powerful artifact. Our hero takes the treasure for his debt. The man sincerely does not understand where he was so tapping. The young Mr. Feng is pleased to look at his new acquisition. This artifact can contain many useful things, as well as the ring on the guy's hand. The Qin Feng master browsing the contents of the magic cache. There are 200,000 gold coins and a map of the golden many family of the Qin family. Emperor Wu Di is surprised how such an important treasure was able to entrust a coward and a traitor. A man splashes blood, but cannot argue. He is just scared. After some time, our friends hear the voices of people calling for help. Wild magical creation kills men one after another. Mr. Qin Feng offers a comrade to help the unfortunate and benefit from this. The man is surprised by such a cynical approach to the work of a young master. A spear is rapidly sweeping past one of the running victims in expensive clothes. A person looks at what is happening in surprise. A formidable weapon falls directly into the chest of a dangerous beast. The animal dies in place, and the rescued still cannot understand what is happening around. The man thanks his savior, and our hero calmly sets the price for help in 800,000 gold coins. The young man is angry. He is not going to pay an unknown to someone. Moreover, the magical creature is already dead and does not threaten anyone. The argument in the form of weapons attached to the face does its job. A frightened person agrees to any conditions for maintaining his own safety. The man reassures his comrade. He also paid 1,000,000 gold for saving his life. Our hero is satisfied with the result. With these 2 receipts, a young man will be something to occupy in the Tianan Empire. A girl with purple hair asks a friend what to do next. The young man prefers to get out of here as soon as possible. But first, you need to find the one who monitors people. There are too many monsters here. This is not normal. The guy asks to leave him alone in order to be able to practice. The ingredients from the Tianduan mountain and the red spear should help the reborn emperor achieve his goal and become stronger. The surprised companions of our hero cannot believe his eyes. The Feng master manages to increase his combat skills again in such a short period of time. Meanwhile, a strange person, being in his cave, watches our young men. Definitely suck the soul of this young man will be a huge achievement and pleasure. A person with red eyes aloud voices his desire to get the life of our hero. He was very lucky that such a strong soul fell into the possession of the mysterious place. The reborn emperor of the planet opens his eyes from meditation and turns to the owner of this place. The young man is interested in whether the unknown person is tired of hiding and spying. The dark person is very surprised. How this guy was able to feel his presence. Apparently it's time to meet face to face. An ancient man with red eyes calls on one of his monsters and orders him to bring an amazing young man. After a little time, a huge centipede jumps out of the ground right in the camp of our friends. People in a panic scatter, and Mr. Qin Feng becomes in a combat rack. But the master notices a strange thing. The monster does not attack, but just waits. It seems that the creation invites the young man to proceed with him. Emperor Wu Di thinks that it will not be polite to refuse. Moreover, a young man has long wants to meet with the main culprit of all adventures. Qin Feng jumps over the monster. The friends of our hero are asked to go with him and help. Everyone feels responsibility for the future outcome of the case. The young gentleman asks everyone to stay and engage in self-improvement. It is not clear how it will end. People should have the strength to get out of here. The reborn emperor of the planet sets on the way to the unknown owner of a mysterious place. The rest of the campaign friends wish good luck to the young man. The young man, sitting on the back of a giant millipede, disappears in the depths of the dungeon. People who remained in the camp are taken for their work. Our hero is approaching the underground palace. Apparently, the local owner is a very serious person, since he has such opportunities. The guy jumps from a magic creature right at the entrance to the luxurious castle. A young man is already waiting for a man with red eyes. The Master Feng is immediately interested in the local master why the genus of bloody evil lives in this place and not in its own world. The dark man was alert. This youth knows too much. Although information about the existence of a genus of bloody evil should not be in this world for a long time, Emperor Wu Di asks a mysterious person to quickly destroy the grass of the dead man's soul. This plant is not what can actually be controlled. The Dark Master is lost. The young man should not know such details from the world of evil. So, the sooner the young man will die, the better. The owner of the underground palace raises his magic staff and calls one of his creatures, whose level is above the 9th. Our hero cautiously peers into the surrounding space. The guy is preparing to see the most powerful monster of the dungeon. A huge dark griffin appears from nowhere. His eyes sparkle in unearthly color, and paws are so sized that they will tear a person like a thin cane. The mountain monster attacks a person. One blow of a powerful paw and large pieces of stone fly out of the floor, like from an explosion. The young man quickly dodges and jumps up. The young Emperor Wu Di hits the head of a dangerous monster in the head of the danger to distract the beast for a short while and push off for a better sink. Our hero takes off high up over a huge magical creature. This creature exceeded all levels of the kingdom of physical strength. The young master opens his ring with a storage ring to get a special weapon from there. Apparently, Mr. Feng has a plan for what to do with such a strong monster. A bow appears from the magic storage. The young man charges his spear into a long, ranged tool and enhances the penetration power of the fighting spirit of blue fire. The weapon, flying with huge kinetic energy, sticks out directly into the open mouth of the animal. The spear pierces the magic creature through, flying out of the back of the nap of a dangerous monster. The creation did not have a single chance against Blue Flame. The Lord of Evil is very surprised by what happened. Is the monster, which a person with red eyes for so long turned out to be so weak? But the fact is, on the face, the monster is lying without signs of life with his head punched through. And the end of the spear of the master, Feng, sticks out of the hole in the back of the head. It seems that the Dark Lord will have to do a dangerous enemy himself. A person calls on the magic of blood. The angry owner of the dungeon concentrates all his internal energy in his hands. This impudent boy will not have to suffer for a long time. Our hero selects his weapon and calls the blue fire of his military spirit. There is so much energy in the young man that the flame breaks out of each part of the master's body. A powerful blow with a spear, reinforced by the magical energy of a young man, hits directly into the chest of the old owner of the evil on the blood. The reborn emperor of the planet is facing before the dark gentleman of the underground palace, frightened and defeated by one blow. The blue flame flares up more and more. The young man directs the weapon in the face of his enemy and demands that the man remove the magic talisman from the mysterious place. A frightened person with red eyes replies that he was not set by the artifact. It was the Master Qin Yun who locked the old man in this place 1,000 years ago. The young master is very surprised. 1,000 years ago, the emperor was still just a piece of the soul, freely hovering in space. It looks like this Yun spent a good battle with the forces of evil. The owner of the dungeon tells how many years ago the great warrior fought with the forces of evil, and they were defeated. Our hero thought about what to do next. The Lord of Magic on the Blood decided to show his guest the source of talisman. It is blocked by an array of swords of Tao. The old man locked here cannot overcome him. This array is formed from the aura of the sky and the earth, and also created from such durable material that no one in this place is able to overcome it. The owner of the dungeon offers the young master to work together in order to try to destroy this artifact. The Master of Evil has an experience of 1,000 years, but there is no enough strength. Qin Feng understands that they just want to use it. It is necessary to find out on the better than this Dark Master. Perhaps there is another solution. No wonder evil was imprisoned in this place. The gentleman of the underground palace shows the new ally of his habitat, where the elder spent almost a millennium. While the reborn emperor is being inspected, the owner of the house offers to brew tea. Although a man has been living here for a long time, a good drink is still stored for him. The young man notes that over many years, the inhabitant of the underground kingdom has collected many interesting things here, which can be useful in the future. But one question remains not resolved. Mr. Wu Di offers the owner to brew him with tea from the grass of the dead man. With this plant, it is necessary to end forever. An embittered man with red eyes takes a mug of a hot drink and throws it at his guest. This is his creation. How he can kill him. The young master Feng calmly intercepts the cup. The guy understands the feelings of the master of the underground palace, but this requirement is necessarily. Drinking delicious tea, the young man explains that a dangerous plant cannot actually control. And if it is not destroyed, the whole planet will suffer. The owner of the mysterious place is lost. When he is fully connected with the grass of the dead man, even this boy with huge combat potential will not be able to stop the man. The dark creation of evil shows its true face. The undisguised anger of a person with red eyes breaks out. A man releases magical creations of evil from his hands. These fiery snakes are able to kill even the most powerful fighting spirit. Our hero calmly finishes his drink. It looks like the real plan of the owner of the dungeon is disclosed. It's time to finish this evil. The reborn emperor of the planet grabs his spear and reflects the insidious attack of dark entities. The ruler of the underground palace managed to connect with the grass of the dead man. Now, a person with red eyes is able to control all the corpses around. The young man is frantically thinking, Now every dead soul makes his enemy stronger. It's like fighting all these souls at the same time. Mr. Wu Di uses the ancient deviation and counterattack technique. The guy moves at a great speed, not letting the opponent with a chance to get into himself. The owner of the dungeon is angry. A man has never seen such outstanding physical capabilities. He is obliged to absorb this soul. The young man calls for his fighting spirit. Before real ancient power, all these tricks are useless. The Dark Lord with red eyes releases the strongest stream of energy of evil on the blood right in a young man. Our hero puts a block of blue fire. With each new lunge of the old Lord of Evil, the reborn Emperor becomes more and more. This is a very ancient and forgotten technique of combat improvement. The young Mr. Feng takes off up. Orange tongues of flame break out of the guy's fist. This is something new. The Lord of the Underground Palace looks in surprise at the young man. His fire changed color. This simply cannot be with any person. Who is this young man really? But Emperor Wu Di does not give an enemy a chance to solve this secret. The gentleman beats his opponent's face while emitting a powerful stream of new energy. The Dark Lord begins to burn in this orange fire of a young master. Incredibly, ancient evil cannot withstand the pressure of the Emperor. In the last torment of agony, an old man with red eyes begs to spare him. The owner of the dungeon offers himself as an eternal slave and servant. But our hero does not need such servants. The guy pierces the body of ancient evil, losing his life with a spear. Having defeated the opponent, the Master Feng is in no hurry to leave this place. The millennial collection of artifacts attracts the attention of the young man. The young man is pleased with himself for what to immediately grab. Truly rare things are collected here, and all of them can come in handy in the future. The guy's attention is attracted by manuscript. A black mountain is marked on a secret card. Perhaps this place represents special values, since it was noted by the Lord from the kind of evil on the blood. The young man rightly decides that the whole collection will come in handy and calls his ring to magic. The master orders the artifact to pick up all objects in this room. After a while, young friends begin to get nervous, waiting for Mr. Qin Feng. The young men have been gone for a long time. Maybe it makes sense to advance to his aid. From under the ground appears the hand of our hero. Everything is fine. The guy managed to get out of unharmed from the dungeon. The young man calmly says that he found a descendant of the family of evil on blood and persuaded him to stop trying to kill people in the valley. And the Master of Feng is interested in whether anyone heard about a warrior named Qin Yun. A girl with purple hair recalls the story of how such a person once created his military school. His strength was not much different from the masters of the Blackfire School. The reborn emperor of the planet is very surprised at the story heard. If such a person imprisoned evil here, then there was a reason for this. Apparently, you have to visit the place marked on the map in order to solve this ancient secret. One way or another, but there is no opportunity yet to get out of here. Meanwhile, a fierce battle is going on the Black Mountain. The masters of the clan of the Glacial Valley are opposed to the descendants of the family of evil on the blood. The head of the clan enjoys the murders and blood of his victims. The gentleman with white hair is interested in the assistant how the case is moving. Young Shun replies to the owner that everything is going according to plan. Opponents are a little weak for real deadly dance, but the victim is a victim. Gradually, the bandits interrupt all the fighters of the cold and surround the last two horsemen of the Eagle Dragons. Madame Shen and her brother are left alone in the clan. Approaching Vitality cheerfully, invite the prisoners to surrender. Then, perhaps they will be spared and let them go. The robbers are pleased to observe the throwing of the victims. A young man from a glacial valley invites his sister to run in arms while the young man will distract the attention of the bandits to himself. But the insidious mistress has her own plans for what is happening. The girl calmly turns to her friend and he sticks his blade right in the back of a young warrior. The former wife of our hero decides to exchange the life of his brother for his own. A man falls to the ground without feelings. The young fighter, devoted to his sister in arms and clan, did not realize who he was dealing with. The insidious girl applies the mascot of the soul to the lifeless body of the ex-brother. This artifact helps to absorb someone else's soul. The young maiden experiences real pleasure, taking other people's vitality, will, and energy. The rest of the bandits applaud the lovely beauty. The Shen family has a very talented child. The girl welcomes her friends. The descendants of the family of evil on blood also give respect to the young beauty. It can be seen that the gathered people have the same status. One of the leaders of the gang is interested in the girl about her catch beyond the boundaries of this place. The beauty complains that she didn't have time to absorb the soul of the boy Feng. This would be a great acquisition. The conversation of old friends is interrupted by Pops coming behind them. Who is this person who dared to intervene in the affairs of the Masters of the Soul? Our hero with his companions has already arrived at Black Mountain. The young man is glad that he was able to reveal the true nature of the former wife. Madame Shen is surprised to see a young man here. The young man thinks where the talisman of the soul came from the little clan. It looks like the whole Shen family is connected with a bloody clan. It is possible that the Ice Valley is also involved in this. The leader of the gang orders to kill the Emperor Wu Di. The guy is too insightful and already knows a lot. The young man has only the 5th level of the kingdom of great physical strength. The first bandit receives a fiery blow directly into the chest. Our hero is not going to ceremony with evil. In addition, the Master Qin Feng has friends. A student of the Black Fire School takes out magic talismans that can burn any being alive, regardless of the level of strength. Satellites of the reborn emperor of the planet in this strange place and friends in arms produce a swarm of fire artifacts to the sides of the enemies. The hellish flame covers the bandits distraught with fear. The descendants of the magic of evil burn like matches. It is simply impossible to resist. The fighting spirit of Mrs. Shen is reinforced by the magic of the cold. The girl creates an ice shield, behind which she hides 2 leaders of the clan. The men were very lucky that their companion has such a force. Men are angry with Mr. Feng. The young man destroyed all their brothers. Now our hero must die. For too long, the young man brought trouble to everyone. One of the leaders calls for magic on the blood. This is the touch of the soul of the shadow of the 2nd level. A very dangerous skill for most inhabitants of the empire is fatal. Around the master, Qin Feng rises a thick scarlet fog. The young gentleman stands in a combat rack, ready for a fight. Suddenly, a bandit appears behind the back of our hero and puts his bloody blade to the guy's neck. Apparently, the fog was just a distracting maneuver. The reborn emperor only smiles at the opponent's insidious attack. The young man calls for his fighting spirit of blue fire. This is a shield of a fiery soul. The blade begins to disappear in a blue flame. The expensive weapon of one of the descendants of the evil family dissolves right before our eyes. Instantly, a bandit receives a strong stab with a fist in the chest, reinforced by the inner flame of the young master. The struggled fat man flies back. From the mouth of a great warrior, blood splashes. It looks like the bandits underestimated Mr. Feng. Masters of magic on blood will no longer make such an error. The robbers decide to combine their forces for a decisive, deadly blow. The young man with great pleasure becomes in the combat rack. It seems that the dangerous battle to Emperor Wu Di is only a joy. The insidious X, wife of our hero again, warns his comrades to be more careful with the young master. It is too dangerous to underestimate the guy. The descendants of the Blood Evil clan call on the magic of bloody evil of 3 stars. This is a very powerful spell. When the bandits attack, the guy may not have a chance to withstand. But the reborn emperor of the planet is not going to wait for the enemy to attack. The Feng Master gives himself mentally for 3 seconds to solve the problem. The first second and one of the rivals receives a powerful lunge with a fist in the stomach. The power of the blow is such that a boon flies from a man. The second and the second bandit receives the strongest kick in the face. The villain's teeth scatter in different directions and the jaw turns out. There is still a whole second. If Madame Shen thinks that the ex-husband will regret her, then the girl is very mistaken. No one created as much evil as this snake. The bloody mistress receives her portion of pain at the 3rd second of the battle. The head of the beautiful Virgo throws back, clots of blood fly out of the mouth. The young master does not want to kill the ex-wife, but the guy wants to make the girl experience pain similar to the one that the young man himself experienced when his soul was sucked out. The Ice Lady is angry with her tormentor. The beautiful Leva prefers to die, but a person hated by her does not even give this opportunity. But the reborn emperor knows that there is something that is worse than death. First, you can start with physical pain. The young master Feng puts his foot on the chest of the former lover and breaks a couple of ribs. Acute as a needle pain pierces the body of a beautiful virgin. Suddenly, ice lightning flashes past. Mr. Wu Di has time to dodge the last moment. A powerful magical weapon falls into the place where our hero just stood. These are the messengers of the Ice Valley, personal guards of the Longshuan itself. What they are doing here? Do the elders of the clan do not know who this woman is? Each of the 6 legendary twins have a fighting spirit of at least the 5th level and can act synchronously. When the brothers are together, their strength exceeds the kingdom of Yuan. A young girl with purple hair and a young student of the Black Fire School are in earnest for her friend. Such a strong enemy has not yet been. Masters of the magic of cold create an impenetrable ice dome above the head of the young Mr. Feng. A huge structure with great force falls on the Emperor Wu Di. A column of dust rises around. Even a girl with a snake soul looks at what is happening. 6 twins gather around an ice barrier and call on each of their morale. Dangerous warriors are going to seal a barrier from the cold and bury the young master in it. Qin Feng satellites intervene in the situation. Friends of the young hero will not let him die. The Black Fire School and the Trade Pavilion fearlessly enter into a fight. The brothers recall the secret order of the elders. In no case do not enter into battle with other clans. A large war of the Ice Valley is useless now. The brave warriors and guardians of the cold magic take the wounded girl of their clan and take off away from this mountain. Emperor Wu Di calls the spirit of fire at the weakened ice dome. Without the help of his comrades, the guy could remain locked forever. The comrades in arms are surprised why the messengers of the valley protect the descendant of the family of evil on the blood. Feng Master suggests that elders can simply use the girl blindly, but now it is no longer relevant. The reborn emperor of the planet asks his companion to look around with a magical look and find what is noted on the map. The young man calls on his spirit, enhances the inner vision, and discovers the entrance to the dark cave is not far from here. And the man sees under the feet of friends a large supply of meteorite ore. Comrades in arms begin to collect a valuable resource. Even if people do not find other treasures, a good weapon can be forged from this raw materials. The young master calls on the spirit of blue flame and applies to a huge boulder of meteorite ore. The guy begins to pick up heavenly weapons right on the spot, using magic. Saking everything superfluous from the stone, onions and sword appear. The surrounding people are amazed at the next unusual abilities of our hero. It seems that the boss has many different weapons. It's good that there is a storage ring. The Feng Master picks up a new blade from heavenly metal and calls the rest to follow it into the cave. Perhaps their friends will be able to find an answer how to get out of this place. People carefully enter the dark kingdom of the mountain. The young man highlights the surrounding space with the flame of the soul. Suddenly, a strange, loud rustle spreads the cave. Travelers freeze, ready for a fight. If only it would not be stone beetles again. A huge magic monster appears from the depths of the dark space. The animal is just incredible sizes. And it seems the creation is stuck in a narrow opening. Looking around, friends notice a swarm of outlandish wild creatures. All of them have a large size, and everyone is caught in a stone trap. Here a strange melodic ringing is spreading the cave. Emperor Wu Di strains. There should definitely not be such a sound here. Meanwhile, everyone who heard an unusual bell begins to feel much better. Someone stops to get back. Someone feels a surge of physical strength. People do not have to enjoy a long time. A herd of new monsters appears at the entrance to the Dark Mountain. All these magical creatures rush directly on people. The comrades are scared. The mysterious ringing also becomes stronger. It seems that friends were trapped. A girl with purple hair asks Qin Feng what to do now. The guy thinks that this sound attracts creatures. The young man calmly offers friends not to be afraid of dangerous creatures. It looks like our hero has an interesting idea. The reborn emperor picks up his new blade from a meteorite and covers the defenseless creature. Our hero beats a scalp on top of a magic being. The frightened beast decides that he had come to an end, but the young man simply wants to free the passage. People in a hurry follow Mr. Feng into the depths of the cave through the formed passage. No one wants to meet monsters face to face. The frightened students of the Black Fire School, who fled in front of all, find a dead end in the rock. There is no way to go. A crowd of monsters also break through the formed passage and persecute our friends. The hostess of the trading pavilion invites men to accept the battle. There is no more to retreat. You need to try to save your lives in a fight. The reborn emperor of the planet looks at the narrow passage from where many magical creatures run. Perhaps you should break there. The young master bounces high up and swings his new weapons from heavenly metal. Falling, the guy sticks the blade on the floor of the cave. The powerful blue flame of the soul of our master, reinforced by a meteorite blade, quickly spreads in all directions. Wild creatures instantly burn in this fire. Such a heat is able to melt even a stone. Dying monsters free the nuclei of their souls. People rejoice at the opportunity to restore strength to use the magic of the mysterious place and their inhabitants. Our hero is thinking about the fact that local creatures are much stronger than those whom the young man met before. Apparently, magic animals absorb the power of a mysterious place. Looking at the skeleton of the monster stuck in the cave, the Master Feng guesses that for what reason, all recovery processes are accelerated. Emperor Wu Dai invites friends to quickly find a sound source. Soon the monsters will be much larger here, and if giant stone beetles appear, everyone will end. Comrades begin to explore the insides of the cave, trying to determine where the mysterious ringing comes from. A girl with purple hair seems to have heard a sound coming from the wall near which the beauty stopped. Mr. Qin Feng, for a long time, without thinking, rushes to break the barrier with his weapons. From the power of the blow, stones begin to fly in different directions. The barrier turned out to be so dense that our hero had to melt the stone with his blue fire of his soul. But the passage for people is open. Then, comrades in arms find just huge deposits of meteorite ore. It looks like this is a real treasure that will make each of those present as a rich man. The young master of Feng is also not against using precious raw materials in the future and takes himself the most dense piece of heavenly ore. Emperor Wu Di, hearing that the sound becomes closer, asks friends to stay here until he explores the situation inside the dark cliff. Entering deep, the young master sees a strange glow. It is not typical that the light source should be inside a huge cliff. Our hero discovers a sound source. This is a bell, tempering and enhancing the soul. This is a rare plant from the emperor's past life. Such a chance cannot be missed. The guy tears magic grass out of the ground. Near this plant, the pill, which the master recently accepted, is quickly absorbed into the body. The reborn emperor is in a hurry to pick up the precious raw material in his ring of the storage, but the ringing of grass does its job. Mr. Feng switches to the 6th level of the kingdom of great physical strength. It seems that the young man still found real treasures in this mysterious place. A contented young man returns to his friends. The guy reports that there is no danger in the depths of the cave, only huge deposits of meteorite ore. People rejoice at good news. Finally, comrades were able to find a real treasure. Everyone will be happy to gain as much ore as he can take away with him. The hostess of the trading pavilion approaches the lonely sitting young man. The girl is interested in what worries the young man. The reborn emperor of the planet explains that they never found a way to destroy the talisman, blocking the exit from the mysterious place. Suddenly, our hero jumps up to his feet. A powerful explosion spreads throughout the cave. Stones begin to fall from the ceiling. What a new danger. People jump from falling boulders who can do where. If the guys urgently do not come up with anything, then they can stay in this cave forever. Some travelers kills on the spot. Wherever men run, everywhere the same thing. It feels like the whole mountain is shaking. Our hero breaks the largest boulders and shouts to his companions so that they stay near the young man. The young master, holding the collapse of the ceiling as he can ask his brother-in-arms once again to use his internal vision and urgently find the cause of the earthquake. The young warrior with horror notes something very huge and alive outside the mountain. Wild horror is clearly visible on the master's face. None of the people have met such a large monster yet. The strength of the creature is enough to crush the entire mountain. This secret cave is one continuous hassle. We'll have to deal with this monster. Otherwise, everyone will die. The reborn emperor of the planet shouts to the comrades so that they get out of the cave as soon as possible, and the young man himself rushes at the wall of the cliff. Piercing the stone with his blade of meteorite, the young master flies out outside the dark mountain. And immediately, the Feng master clings to another pile of stone. It is strange where the second mountain came from here, and where the monster went. Suddenly, our hero understands that the new mountain is the very magical creature that destroys the dark rock. This monster is simply huge. Perhaps the beast was fueled by the forces of a magic plant. And when the young man took the grass, the creature was in earnest. The Master Feng has no particular choice. The monster behaves like crazy. The young man runs upstairs. A wave of a meteorite blade, backed up by the power of the spirit of the blue flame, and Emperor Wu Di is near the head of a magical creation. You need to try to overcome the monster. A groove of a sword in the throat forces the monster to cry out in pain. By inertia, the young man bounces to the side, but manages to notice somewhat. In the pace of a wild beast, our hero sees the accumulation of the sword and the key of the spirit. So where is the heart of a sealing talisman? The young Meister Qin Feng lands on the ground using his blade as a brake. We will have to somehow deal with the monster, otherwise people will remain in a mysterious place forever. Huge sizes, the magic beast quickly restores its strength. The animal is looking for an annoying person who dared to harm him. From the corner behind the back of our hero, masters of the glacial valley appear. Not the best time to start a fight. The young emperor notices the restored ex-wife among the soldiers. Apparently, the girl took a magic pill. It is not clear why the Gemini so closely protect the insidious Madame Shen. Our hero does not have time to talk with the suddenly appeared enemies, as the monster had already found a young man and threw a huge stone leg over the young man's head. One quick movement of the magic giant and Mr. Feng spreads the earth. The blow of such a terrible force that causes an earthquake. Madame Shen sincerely rejoices in the death of a young man hated by her. Finally, the girl is avenged for all insults and humiliation. But the stone monster does not think to stop. The monster attacks the warriors of the clan of the Glacial Valley. 6 twins hardly restrain the enormous power of the creature. A little more, and the fighter will not stand the wild pressure. Finally, the creature from the mountain breaks through the magical protection of the strongest people on the mainland. A distraught creature carries their protection in chips and scatters warriors in different directions. At this time, the satellites of our hero are managed to get out of the mesh chera. The first of them, a student of the Black Fire School, rejoices in freedom. The guy was afraid that he would be buried in this dark cave. Having got out, our friends notice a huge monster the size of a whole mountain. It seems that this is the same giant who destroyed the meteorite rock. A girl with purple hair is frightened by Qin Feng. The guys do not understand what happened here and whether it is worth engaging in a fight with a dangerous creature. Here, the wounded but not the murdered messengers of the Ice Valley appear. Satisfied, Madame Shen reports that the Master Feng is crushed by a stone monster. Friends from the Black Fire School and the Trade Pavilion are shocked by what he heard. The hostess of the trading house accuses the ex-wife of our hero of his death. One of the twins of the magic of cold stops the young mistress. Now there is a more serious problem. A stone giant can kill them all. The man offers to temporarily unite. Suddenly, the Emperor Wu Di jumps out of the ground, live and sound. The master rushes up to the magical creature. Ice warriors stand with mouths open with surprise. Our friends are very happy. It was not worth believing the words of the insidious clan, and to unite in an alliance with traitors will be more expensive. Meanwhile, our hero lurks his spear over the monster's head. The guy has a chance for only one attack, and the young man puts all his skills into this blow. The rapid movement of the master and the head of a stone giant pierces through a sharp weapon through. The combat skills of the reborn emperor have reached great heights. But this is only the beginning of a long journey.